No, I think it's circumstantial. So I think if it's the first time y'all had sex and he didn't make it, unfortunately though, it is a body. It is a body. But like, if like I'm having sex with my man and he came before me, that didn't count. Give me some more. You see what I'm saying? So like, if he said, "Oh babe, we just had sex this morning," no, we didn't. I didn't finish. But if it's like the first time, you can't say, "Oh, me and him never had sex."
Why not?
I mean,
Who was there to see it? Were you there?
You can say
Unless it was a time where I had a third-party witness. Baby, I don't care what y'all said. There's no proof.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lex P.
And it's your girl, DREA Nicole.
And you are tuned in to another episode of Poor Mind,
where a drunk mind speaks sober thought.
We got a guest today.
We got a guest today.
So here's the deal.
Having to do intros on episodes where we with our friends. Because I be like, well, this Kiki. We could just have a ball.
But they don't know ours.
So I gotta be professional.
Yes, because I gotta get our intro. You know, they love the intros. Let me get my intro.
And they don't know me. They know y'all. Hello? I need some help, girl. We gotta promote.
What that man said? Shut up, girl. Shut up. Shut up, girl. Because let me do it, what I do.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Cal. Okay, so let me say this. First of all, this is our girl. Y'all know we talk about her so much on the show. And this is one of, I really will say this, when it comes to Black women in this space of podcasting, I can truly say she is a pioneer, an OG of the podcasting space. When I first met you, it was so inspirational to me. I learned so much from you. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna give her her flowers and give her her respect. Miss Entrepreneur, a producer, director, writer, a podcast queen, the certified yapper herself, Miss Kiki Said So.
That was so beautiful.
You know what I'm saying?
The way you hype me up, I'm ready to come out and rap or something.
Yes. And you did have a track.
Oh,
You did have a song.
I did. What was my song? Drip.
And you ate
Drip was a hit too.
We gonna put the link in the bio.
We are.
Yes, and run them streams up.
Yes.
Add it to your stories.
Yes. So let me just say, I think we can all speak for this. Like when we say like coming to work, especially when you have like guests and you gotta be professional, you have to, and you know, you gotta turn it on. So one thing that I love when we have these episodes with people who are our friends in real life, it's like, we finna have a ball.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
This is what Poor Minds is about.
It's less pressure. You don't have to worry about pulling teeth with conversation.
Yes.
I love it too.
We don't have to worry about if we gonna have good chemistry or mesh. You know, we already know the vibe.
We know the vibes. So Kiki, just for, you know, the younger, because we have a young crowd now. The girls be tuning in. So for the younger people, can you just tell us, you know, about cocktails? Give us a little history, you know, about who you are and Miss Kiki Said So.
Yeah, so Cocktails, Dirty Discussions is a podcast that I started almost 10 years ago. And it started off as just a way for me to create an opportunity for myself. I went to school. I had plans to be like on radio and television hosting and doing things like that. And I wasn't getting the opportunities I wanted. So I started the show. And what better to talk about than my jacked up love life, right? And it was just like I was going on bad dates. I was in very crazy situations. And a lot of times I was just in it for the plot. But you can't really say that in the moment. Right. Anyway, fast forward, I come up with the idea to start a podcast after listening to The Read.
Yes.
And I just kept going and kept going. I went through a few lineup changes, and now I have a co-host who has been with me since 2017, and we just talk about our love lives, relationships, sex lives, over drinks. And it's just supposed to be funny and light. I mean, sometimes we be crying and sometimes it's serious, but it's really just supposed to be, look at the life that you live and the choices that you make and find a way to laugh at it. I was talking to everyone earlier. I was like, you know, when people write in for advice, because we do advice as well, it's kind of like, are they hoping for real advice? Like, you need to seek better help.
Right.
I'm cracking.
You can call Poor Minds.
Poor Minds.
Because we are like making light of this, and this is for entertainment, but sometimes every now and again, I feel like people really do need help. And I have to remind myself that, like, people are tuned in, and especially, like, anyone who found us or stuck with us through the pandemic, people don't be having friends in real life.
Yeah.
They know.
For whatever reason, and sometimes it's those online connections you have. So when they seem like they might do something crazy, I'll go ahead and give real advice. But usually, like, it's just if you want to hear a funny response.
Okay.
And then I've been doing that since, well, it launched in 2016. And so here we are in 2025 and still going. And then on June 17th, I was trying to remember the date, I have a new podcast called the XO Man Podcast that is launching. I'm really excited about that one. That one is different. I am interviewing people.
Okay.
And it's not going to be so serious to where you won't be entertained, but it's definitely a more serious. No, I'm just Kiara Walker. Because I mean business when I come in there. And we need to get to the root of how they're feeling and what's going on. No more of the, as a man you should, as a woman you should. I just want the Black men to feel safe and open up. I got them crying and everything.
Oh, I love it.
And I can't wait. And some of them real fine. Y'all just need, I mean, just watch.
A fine man crying, I'm tuned in.
Vulnerable. I got you. Woo, woo, woo.
Go ahead.
So do you ever consider yourself now like an OG podcaster?
Yeah, and sometimes I just consider myself old.
Mood
Yes,
queen.
yes.
I feel you on that
The
one.
way those knees be cracking and stuff. But yes, I do feel like I'm an OG podcaster. I am so old with the podcasting. It's like before all of these platforms popped up, before everybody was rushing to do video and set it up, because we started off with just audio.
Yeah.
And the industry has changed a lot. But I love what I do. As far as hosting, I love producing. I want to do more of that. I am really passionate about creating content and finding different ways to tell stories. I love it. But yeah, I'm old and I don't plan to go anywhere.
Yeah. And I think, I know you have like a breath of fresh air, because I know doing your show, like you said, you get to interview. So it's not, I don't got to talk about me. It's my business.
That's probably my favorite part.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because don't get it twisted. Poor Minds is my shit.
Yeah.
But when I get to be on Love Lex P and I get to talk about y'all,
It's different.
I don't got to talk about me and what I got going on. So I know you just have like a breath of fresh air with that.
It is nice.
So kind of piggybacking off of what Drea said too, like how do you feel about the podcasting game when you first got into it versus now?
It was like being out in the Wild Wild West. I was Cowgirl Walker, if you will. Okay.
Okay now.
There wasn't a lot of direction. There weren't a ton of people trying to teach you, show you. It was just kind of winging it.
Yeah.
A lot of the ways. And fortunately for me, I had that background in broadcasting. I already knew how to do all of the editing. I knew about a lot of stuff from the jump. I needed to refine those skills. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I knew about it. It was different. I felt like it was less pressure. Less pressure is probably the biggest thing. You don't have people in the comments or leaving reviews telling you how to do what you do when they don't do it. And sometimes it's like, I know that people want to be helpful or whatever they feel. Maybe they just do feel like talking shit. You know, I get it. But you don't know. And so like, just shut up sometimes. That wasn't a thing. And then like the pressure to look put together. I could roll out of bed. You wasn't going to see me. You was going to see the same picture that I took a year ago. And that was just going to be it.
Yeah.
It's just different. And then I see a lot of like people regurgitating the same things over and over again and saying things and doing things for clickbait. That's the part I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
everything is for the clicks these days, for sure. And I agree with you 100% because at one point we were like that too. Like, we always pretty much had the visual element, but at one point we just didn't give a damn. Like, we just used to roll out of bed and record. Why? I mean, we did.
They know. They like, maybe not you, but that bitch. We know, Lex. We know.
Well, I will say, but even with me, like, I feel like I never just rolled out of bed to record, but I definitely put way more effort in now. Like, I used to be repeating. I was going to wear the same thing 2 or 3 weeks in a row. I didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
Who cares? Because we're sitting in my apartment recording. We just giving y'all the content.
Yeah.
Now I feel like, we have to pull up. We have to be polished. We have to have a cute outfit on. Hair got to be done. Makeup got to be teed. Everything has to be together because all of those elements matter when it comes to somebody clicking on the video,
Yeah.
which is something
Yeah.
where back in the day, like you said, that shit did not matter. If the content was good and it was funny, word of mouth, people hear about the podcast, they're going to watch it. Now, all of these other things are a factor that, you know, didn't used to be a factor back then.
Yeah, like, everybody got to be a
that
bad
color looks
bitch.
really good on you.
Thank you.
And your hair, the style, I'm loving it down.
Thank you.
But I say that to say, because I just made a video on TikTok and it kind of got a little traction because I was saying, let's bring back favorite outfits. Let's bring back repeating outfits. If I buy something, I want to be able to wear it, you know, 3-4 times a month sometimes. Let me repeat myself. But no, I said that and there was so many people in the comments like, we never stopped. Why do you care? Why do you care? And I had to explain people because I'm not known in the TikTok world. I said, hey, I have a platform, not on TikTok, but on YouTube. If I wear something too much, they're gonna be like, Lex, you got that on again? Lex, what you got on? And I feel like, do y'all feel that pressure? Like, cause I know me and you, sometimes I will call Dre and I'll be like, Dre, did I wear this already? Like, did I have that on already? So how do you feel about repeating outfits?
Oh, I'm going to do it each and every time. I don't give a good
On
goddamn.
Cocktails?
Yes, on Cocktails.
Okay.
I'm wearing my favorite outfits. Now, not multiple times a month because it's a weekly
Well, yeah,
show,
not
you
a
know.
month,
but I am going to repeat my outfit. I bought them and I'm
Yeah.
going to wear it until these Fashion Nova seams bust.
Okay. I'm not
I'ma wear
there
it.
yet,
I'm
and I'm about to
busting
start.
out the seams,
I mean, that's only going to be about 3 times this Fashion
I feel
Nova.
you. You only gonna get a few wears.
Yeah, but that's a good thing about fast fashion is like when you do want to not wear the same thing. Sometimes I will try to mix it up or change my hair up, but I've been supposed to take these braids out.
Yeah, okay.
So we're just gonna see, and I'm pretty sure I wore this on Cocktails already. So hello again. But I do try a little bit. But if I'm repeating something, I'm repeating it. Usually the more casual fits. though.
Yeah.
That's my little.
So let me
hack.
tell you how I fucked up.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat an outfit. I don't give a damn.
Yeah. Well, you don't repeat outfits.
I do.
Very rare.
In real life, yes, I do. Because I feel like on a normal basis, I wear the same shit. Y'all are both of my friends. Y'all know. If y'all hit me up and y'all like, oh, let's go to lunch, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna have on some athleisure. I'm wearing the same clothes. Now, well, if we talk about stepping out,
That's different.
I'm gonna have on my same little dress. Bitch, you had that on last week. Shut up, girl.
I was
Shut
mad.
up.
I was mad this weekend because when I was packing, I went to Dallas and I really wanted to wear my favorite dress, and it's not from Fashion Nova, so I can get more wears out of it. And I was like, God damn! Every time I go somewhere, I want to put on the same outfit. I've got to be stopped.
because it's like if you look good in it, why
It's
not?
so flattering.
And I feel like now that I've started investing in like, because I still love fast fashion, don't get me wrong, but like I definitely have started investing in my wardrobe more over the past, I would say 2-3 years. So certain outfits, like, yeah, this cost me a couple $100, you're gonna see it again.
Okay.
Let me tell you
Don't
how.
spread, or I'ma sell it.
Let me tell you how I messed up so bad. So when I recorded the last episode of Cocktails, when I did that with y'all, I was like, okay, this is way before Travel Queens is gonna drop. I'm safe. I'm good. But then, like, y'all waited a couple weeks to drop it. So I had on that same blue dress. They dropping Travel Queens clips with my orange hair. Cocktails dropping clips with my black hair. I got that same fuck-ass blue dress on.
I remember
The dress
you
was
did
cute.
say that. The dress was cute. That's what I'm saying.
And you know what's funny? I almost bought that dress and I was gonna wear it that day.
I got
the
it in
same
orange.
day.
Yes, but I'm glad my order didn't come
But listen,
in.
I got it in orange too. I wore it on, we just did Bank Show. I wore it on Bank Show when I did it. So y'all gonna see it again. I'm tired. I am tired. When I tell you I spend so much money just buying stuff because I'm like, I don't want to repeat this. I don't want to repeat this. So I feel like, honestly, I'm about to start going back to the episodes from like 2023. What I had on, bitch. It's about time I run that dress I had on with Crystal Renee. It's been about 2 years.
Yeah,
Run it the
it's
fuck
been
back.
a minute.
The
I
recycle
agree.
girls say we need to be doing that anyway because we're clogging up the oceans or something. I don't know. We're doing something wrong because these clothes don't degrade. It's just messed
It's
up
just
over
there.
there in the
A
mother.
little seal got on my little booty shorts.
It's just taking up space.
Girl,
Yeah.
what?
I don't know.
You saving
I
the
don't know why
environment
my
by
mind
repeating
went
clothes.
to the singer. I was about to say,
The singer.
she said a little seal.
Oh,
I
I
got
like.
on my booty shorts. Not
Could you imagine?
Ex-boyfriend.
Somebody put that down. Put a picture of seal with some booty shorts.
Ooh,
You
kissed
must be
by
stop-
a rose. I used to love me some seal.
Girl, my mama
what?
did till time keep on
Slipping.
slipping.
Oh, that was Space Jam.
That was my mama's song.
That was a good one. And what was I singing about? Because I had to be in like kindergarten or something. I was little.
They're probably like, y'all bitches is old. Who the fuck is seal?
Right. He got that
Seal I
stuff
know
on
is
his face.
Shut up, girl. I'm
sealed.
Oh.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl XP.
And it's your girl, DREA Nicole.
And y'all know we take mental health very seriously. And one part of health is taking care of your mental. And June is Men's Health Month. To be aware of what's going on in their lives, we're going to tell you how to get people in your family some therapy.
Yes, y'all. I know y'all have a cousin, an uncle, a grandpa, somebody who needs therapy, who has been putting it off, who doesn't want to go. And I'm here to tell y'all, it is for men too. I don't know why so many people think it's just for women. It is over 6 million men in the U.S. that have undiagnosed depression because they have nobody to talk to. So y'all, it's no excuse to not go to betterhelp.com and get you some help because it's easy to access. You could do it from the comfort of your own home, and you don't have to have nobody in your business. And if you don't like the therapist that they give you can always get another one. They make it super easy.
Yes, and it's affordable. So if you go to betterhelp.com/poorminds, you'll get 10% off of your first month. This will actually be a good gift for somebody. You know what I'm saying? So go to betterhelp.com/poorminds, get 10% off, and start your therapy today.
Period.
As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off of their first month at betterhelp.com/poorminds. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/poorminds. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me tell y'all something real quick, and then we're going to move on to the first topic.
Okay.
I went to the park the other day, right? Like, we had a little family day at the park, and I'm watching these men hoop. You know, men love to go to the park and hoop.
They do.
They love to be like, yeah, you know, hoop dream. Yeah, I could have went to the league, but shit, I told my Achilles and shit didn't happen, work out for me. Mind you, these the same niggas that want to be online talking about Angel Reese and how she can't. Let me tell y'all, I saw y'all at the park. Y'all cannot hoop. You fucking stink. And these be the same people that get online and really feel like if they did a one-on-one with Angel Reese, they would beat her. I mean, they throwing up brick after brick after brick. I said, Auntie finna lace these shoes up and show you how it's done. It was so goddamn bad. Damn. I mean, I just think the audacity sometimes, and I don't want to make this a man versus woman thing, but I think it's so crazy that some men really think that y'all could take a one-on-one with Angel Reese and win after what I saw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about y'all niggas that be playing at the rec and at the park. It wasn't given.
Not at the YMCA.
Boys and Girls Club.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I was not impressed. Would y'all like get the ick if y'all went and seen your boo play at the park and he couldn't hoop?
Yes, because why am I even here?
I'm weak.
Why am I watching you play basketball?
Yes, and you
at
can't
a
do
park,
nothing.
And you can't even play. There's no snacks. You're supposed to take me to a basketball game.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a snowball truck or something for me.
And that's why I say I love me an athletic man. I'm not saying you gotta be, you know, LeBron James, but if you're going out there hoop, don't embarrass me.
Go have boy time. Go have your guys' time. This is a guys' night out or
Because
day
why
out.
is you missing a layup?
Yeah, I will say, if you're not good, don't invite me.
Don't invite me.
Don't invite me, because as soon as we get into it, I'm gonna be like, yeah, and that's why your ass suck at basketball.
Move.
You wasn't getting no motherfucking shots. You was right there. You couldn't even get the layups.
Free throws looking like Shaq. Can't make nothing.
Soon as we get into it, I'm gonna remind you.
And that's what you gotta do.
Follow the yellow brick road, Dorothy. Get him out of here.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I get vicious and mean.
I see. I probably would have just got distracted and left because it was gonna be boring.
Well, see, but that's what I was saying. When he good and we can hoop, see, I turns into bring it on.
Yeah, I could be a cheerleader.
BEAGGRESSIVE. Hey, you know
I was a cheerleader back in the day. I could do that.
Yeah.
I forgot you was a cheerleader. You know what I'm
For
saying?
good times.
I love a good observation. So yeah, man, y'all need to kind of hush on the internet when it comes to the woman athletes, the female athletes and things like that. Because you cannot get on a tennis court with Serena. It's not happening.
Just hush, period, when it comes to women. That's what y'all need to do.
Shut up,
If
girl.
we being honest.
Yep. Yep. That's what we gonna tell them. Shut up, girl.
Because you sounded like a girl.
Let's go eat
You
them up.
talk about the girls and you sounded like one too.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. Okay, so y'all ready to get into the first topic?
Yes.
We
What is
ain't even
it? What
started. Look, we already deep in this thing. Y'all know we get the chatty. Go ahead, Drea.
Okay. So for the first topic, I really wanted to talk about, do you feel like your parents taught you how to date? Because I feel like talking about dating in the Black community with your parents was just so taboo. They used to make jokes. Well, I know my daddy, he used to make jokes when I was like 10, like, oh, you're not gonna date until you 21. You're not gonna date till you 25. You never gonna have a boyfriend. Like, it was always just such a taboo thing to talk about, especially sex too. Like, I feel like a lot of our parents didn't prepare us for having sex and getting out into the world and dealing with men. So do y'all feel like y'all parents prepared y'all for that, or was it even something that y'all talked about in y'all households?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
They did not prepare me for nothing. So my mama got pregnant with me when she was in college. So a lot of my conversations with her about dating, sex, relationships, and all of that was just don't get pregnant, right? But she was always reading them freak nasty books in her book club, so I would read some of them too. So
Zane book.
Zane. She even liked the historical romance, Beverly Jenkins.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was reading all of that. I wanted the slavery sex and the present day sex. I wanted to know how it was going down. I'm trying to see how they used to do it. Get creative, you know.
That civil rights shit.
And then when I got
It's for real.
okay,
I know
if your man been fighting for freedom all day,
What we
you know
said,
you gonna
pale,
give him
pale
some.
moon is what it's giving.
You shut. Jorea.
It was funky in there.
Where?
Back
slaves?
then,
It
that
was.
civil rights dick, that slavery dick. No
was
shame.
watching
to our
Sinners.
ancestors.
I was watching
I'm just
Sinners
saying.
again last night because you can rent it at home now.
Ooh, I'm finna watch it as soon as I get home.
And that scene where old girl had walked there and she was about to get her cootie cat ate. I said, I know it's funky in there. Talking about you, he wanted a taste. He just wanted a taste. You gonna get more than that. You gonna be tasting it all night. It's gonna stain his nose, his upper lip, and everything else.
This smoke.
A scent to remember. But yeah, so anyway, I'm getting away from things.
Remember.
It's a scent to remember. But I was reading the stuff and I was learning about sex from there.
Okay.
My dad, I think he still looks at me as a child.
Yeah.
My actual dad. I can't go to him for advice about anything. And I wouldn't because I think that he doesn't make good choices. This is very much like the young guys, and he's not young. So,
Yeah.
And then my grandfather, he would try to instill in me to find a man of God and all of that. But I wasn't trying to hear that back then when I was younger, and it just sounded too grown, too mature, and nobody was really having real conversations, just how to flirt or how to realize somebody likes you. Like, before it gets too serious, even the introductory things, or there were certain expectations that I had either been taught from movies or TV or just social things, and I'm forming my expectations from all of these different things, but nobody is telling me how to really interact. It's certain things like money conversations, stability, do they have kids or not? You in high school, you in college, you don't want somebody with kids, you know, little things like that. But nobody is talking about how to handle things together.
Yeah.
And fast forward to now, my mom is divorced, but I think her and my stepdaddy go together. So I don't know what's going on there. And I'm like, yeah, I do be doing a lot of things that I see you do.
Right.
Like just weird stuff. And I didn't learn.
And you know what also I think is weird too with our generation, like we always thought, like this was a scene on Bad Boys, if y'all remember, like when the boy comes and picks up the girl for prom, the dad is like at the door with a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like I just think that that's corny. And
It is.
because to me, it's like, yes, you want to protect your daughter, but this is a moment to say, you know what, let me pull him to the side and have a real conversation. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
See if he can speak well.
you know, see the things that are important rather than be like, oh, I'm gonna scare you and like. But I know it's supposed to be a joke, but people start taking that stuff literal because on social media that was going viral a few years ago with like men in the background with a gun and their daughter in front of them with like their prom dress on, like.
And that is wild.
That's not the proper thing to do. To like, we're not having conversations. We're just like, oh, be afraid of my daughter. Then on the other end, we're teaching the young boys like, oh yeah, you pull a woman, you supposed to be fucking. You supposed to be. It's okay to be fucking. Like, no, it's not okay. Like, we never have healthy conversations about sex and things like that.
Which is so crazy to me because, you know, you have that on one end, but then with the little girls, if you wear short shorts or if you're wearing like a two-piece swimsuit, people are over-sexualizing you if you're a little curvaceous or you're curvier than you should be for your age, and now you fast.
Yeah.
We get the stigma of being
that
fast,
term.
but then they're out here telling the young boys to go fuck
To go get it.
girls and to go get it. So it's like, what are we
doesn't
supposed
make
to be
sense.
doing?
It doesn't make sense at all.
Or that, like, okay, boys are supposed to get experience and you're supposed to do this, but the girls are supposed to maintain their virtue. So who y'all supposed to be
Who y'all
getting
supposed to be
experience
fucking
from?
in?
Yeah. It's
I
just,
would like to know.
it's a complete unbalance, but I think
Yeah.
that unbalance shows in our generation with our dating now.
Yeah.
Like, it's so apparent that we do not know how to date anymore because our parents, I'm not gonna lie, like when it comes to my mom, like my mom was married, my dad passed away when I was very young. So growing up, my mom was just always like, you don't need a man, be independent, do this on your own. But if you do have a man, make sure he sets you up, which nothing is wrong with that. But
basically.
her independence was so forefront. It was just like my mom didn't have no tolerance for bullshit, which is not a bad thing. But I do believe I wish that my mom would have dated more and been more out there and given herself and, you know what I'm saying? And had that experience of finding love again. But she was so closed off to it because she's like, nope, nope, this is it. You know, I had my husband, that was me. And I'm just like, so I never really saw my mom really truly being in love. You know what I mean? So I think with that, I don't want to say don't teach women how to be independent, but I think as much as we need to, hey, nobody's coming to save you, but also we need to teach about partnership. Be
Yeah.
open to love. We don't teach that in the Black community at all.
You know, I was talking to my mom about that because I have a brother who's 23. And just looking at how I'm the oldest, looking at how I was brought up as a girl versus him, I would think it would be flip-flopped. All of the talk about being independent, being on your stuff, it's like being the oldest daughter, that's pressure because you have to do everything first. Your parents are figuring it out first. And I'm not mad at them. They're not gentle parents, but it's a gentler form of parenting. They're giving him more room to figure out what he wants to do. And he still ain't got it figured out, but we just gonna keep him on the prayer list. It's just so much softer. But I was like, when I was 23, I was living here in Atlanta trying to figure it out. I had already gone to college. I did everything the right way and thinking that that was right. And I guess they learned that you don't always need to do it that way. But it's just like, it's very different. I also think that instead of teaching the women to be so independent, we just need more balance, like you said. And something I had asked a lot of the men on XO Man, I asked them, the ones with children, and I asked them about what they're teaching their sons about love and relationships and dating and all of that, and what were you taught? A lot of them weren't taught at all, like what we're saying. They're like our age and older, and then some of them are teaching their kids certain things, and then others don't have them yet, so they're trying to figure it out. But yeah, it's like, y'all gotta talk to them about that. Some of them are still avoidant, and yeah, I asked my brother, like, where are you getting your advice from? Because you're making bad decisions. And he was like, well, I don't know. It's a bunch of I don't know. Why everybody don't know, and it's 50-11 of us?
Yeah.
Please call me more.
But that was such a good example that you said, because they're teaching us to be independent and provide for ourselves and do that, but they don't teach the little boys that. It's always, oh, give him grace, girl. He trying to, oh, he don't gotta.
He's gonna figure it out. You can figure it out. Make sure no girl is using you. But then you telling me,
Using him for
basically,
what?
he ain't got
Nothing.
And I'm like, you, ma'am, are the problem.
I think it's the internet too, though. Because I
Yeah.
think even if you want to be somebody that wants to really fall in love and you want to be a lover boy or a lover girl, you have all of these podcasts and all of this information on the internet that's making you be like, okay, well, like, I don't know, because I don't want to get played. Maybe I need to protect myself. Maybe I do
That
need to
part
be a
too.
player. Maybe I do need to date multiple women instead of just settling down with one person because I am young. So I feel like a lot of the time it's all of this propaganda that's being put out as well that's affecting the youth. And I feel like we didn't have that. Because when I was
Propaganda is
young, I was
absolutely
dumb
right.
as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I was. When
still
was
be
like
dumb
23, I
sometimes.
was dumb as hell.
But I also
I
think,
wasn't worried about no nigga playing me.
yeah, I think
I'm getting
we were just
played, I'm
having
playing.
fun.
I was just having fun. We was all playing.
Yeah.
I do agree, because I think that sometimes, like, I'm gonna just use y'all for example. Like, if I'm a consumer and I'm listening to a DREA or I'm listening to a Kiki, I need to listen to what y'all are saying from y'all's experience, but I also need to understand that my life is my experience.
Yeah.
So I can't say what Dre is saying, hey, you know what? I'm gonna be outside. He played me, but maybe I do have a good man. I do have this situation that it could work out for me. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times when we see people on social media, take what I always say, Lex P went through that, so you ain't got to go through that. But also take my experiences lightly, though.
Yeah.
Your situation could be completely different, because at the end of the day, I always say I do want to be married. I do want to have kids. Like, that's what I want for myself. So I think you do need to look at your goals and what you want in life, and not only surround yourself with people with the same likeness, but also do things that are conducive to getting there. If you really want to be somebody's husband and you really want to be somebody's wife, I don't think you need to be watching red pill content or content of people being like, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, XP.
And it's your girl, Dre and Nicole.
And if you are tired of not getting approved for anything, that apartment, that house, that car, I'm going to tell you how to get your credit up.
Yes, y'all. It's no excuses. You need to get your credit together. Users with credit under 600 grew an average of 84 points in their first year with on-time payments. With transparent, affordable plans starting at just $5 a month, no hidden fees, and zero interest, Kickoff helps you score big when it comes to credit. It's simple. You make on-time payments, credit bureaus see good behavior, and your credit score can grow fast. And I love it because now they have your rent payments reported too, so you can grow your credit score just by paying your rent on time because you got to do that anyway.
Yes, and for first-time subscribers, your first month is only going to be $1. That's 80% off of the regular price. So what you're going to do is go to getkickoff.com/poorminds and sign up today. That's getkickoff.com/poorminds. Tell them we sent you and get your credit score up.
Period.
Start building credit with Kickoff today, and you get your first month for as little as $1. That's 80% off of normal price when you go to getkickoff.com/poorminds today. That's kickoff without the C. Get KIKOFF.com/poorminds. Must sign up via getkickoff.com to activate offer. Offer applies to new Kickoff customers first month only. Subject to approval. Offer subject to change. Average first year credit impact of plus 84 points. Vantage score 3.0 between January 2023 and January 2024 for Kickoff credit account. For Kickoff credit account users who started with a score below 600, who paid on time and who had no delinquencies or collections added to their credit profile during the period. Late payments may negatively impact your credit score. Individuals' results may vary. Leave them. Don't do this. That's not conducive to what you're trying to get at. You know what I'm saying?
But how do you escape it? Because
You open up a book. You get off.
They also can't read. Is something else I discovered. Or do simple math.
Simple math.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? Tune into
Practice
go to
be
church.
whooping their ass.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't know phonics, so they can't sound it out. If it wasn't on their sight word flashcards,
Hey.
y'all, we are doomed. We're going to be working forever.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think sometimes you do have to. I enjoy a lot of people's content, but I enjoy the content and I log off.
And I also think that people need to remember, no matter how a show presents itself, everybody's here for entertainment. This is not PBS, okay? This is not, it's infotainment. So when anybody speaks on their dating experience, nobody is giving you a full documentary of their lives. You're only gonna get bits and pieces. So remember the things that we can laugh about now. We're talking about them and we can make a joke or whatever, but you gotta stop taking everybody's things that you see on the internet, especially when you don't even watch the whole show, as like fact or like this is how it always is. Sometimes people are just playing. If you read more books, you'll start catching on to jokes.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and I think it's just very interesting because when you look at other cultures, they teach their daughters how to date, who to date, like where to find the men, what you should be looking for in a partner, what you should be looking for in a man. We're just not taught those things.
Yeah. We don't talk about it.
And it's okay for them to look to men as a form of financial security, too. Like, whereas with us, we're looked at as gold diggers because we want a man that's financially stable.
And then they raise their boys to be providers.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to take care of the household. And I'm not a person who really believes in gender norms like that necessarily, but I do believe in partnership. So whatever works for their culture, they're teaching partnership. And that's something I do believe in. Like, because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, as I've gotten older, I'm like, okay, I don't want to be a woman. I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to be a boss. I want to be a provider as well for my household. Like, there's certain goals I'm reaching on my own, but imagine if I had somebody who was equally yoked. Imagine the shit that we could do together. You know what I'm saying? So I say because I think so, like, this is an extreme example, but like, look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. Do you think they're talking about 50-50? No, they're not. Because it's beyond that. And I think a lot of times we have to think beyond that, but we're sitting here talking about if you're going to send a man a drink or not, or who paying the rent. What are we talking about?
Why do you think that we seem to do that? Do you think it's like fear-based, and it's like you teach your daughter to be independent and not to look to anybody, but if you are going to have somebody, they need to come with this because you don't want them to be taking care of somebody else because maybe you've seen your friends or your mother do that for somebody? Or do you feel like people get caught up in looking at numbers and like, okay, there's so many women and not enough men, and having this fear that the black men don't want us anymore, or that there's just simply not enough, or you're gonna have to do something else?
Yeah.
Why do y'all think that continues to be how it is?
I know what it is for me. It's
What?
just the sense of, bitch, I'm not leaving here with nothing. I might get played, but at least I'm leaving here with something.
Right.
No, I mean with teaching your child something.
What do you mean, like
how we were talking about parents teaching their children how to date?
Right,
Why do you think that we teach the women one way and the boys another,
Instead
and
of
give
teaching
us
them the same
different,
thing that
giving
works
people
together.
different expectations? But I do get leaving here with something.
Yeah, I want to leave here with something. But also, I just think America in general is rooted in misogyny. So that's why I feel like for generations and generations, literally since the beginning of time, women were taught that, like, oh, you have to present a certain way to get chosen. But the problem is, back in the day, men used to work hard for women. Men used to work hard for women. I seen something the other day. I think it was from Lavelle. We had him on a show recently. He was doing a stand-up comedy tour or whatever, and he was basically saying, like, back in the day, men used to be very chivalrous. They used to work hard for the women. Like, okay, it's a puddle of water right here. Let me throw my coat down. Let me throw my trench coat down so you can walk over it. Men have lost that these days. Like, I feel like back in the day, women were the prize. Now, men feel like they supposed to be the prize too. But again, I think America is just rooted in misogyny, and it's just been passed on from generation to generation.
So I do agree with that, because in the same breath, because, you know, like, men used to do all that, but now we're in a generation to where they have taught us so much to be independent. If a man do try to throw his trench coat down, I got my own trench coat, hoe ass nigga. Because I'm a provider and I can do it for myself.
Not me,
But
baby.
I don't want to
I know, but
using
I'm
my
not
trench
saying,
coat.
no, I'm not saying
This
that
hoe
y'all
was
are like that, but
expensive.
they
Yeah,
teach us,
but-
don't let that man put his trench coat down, because then he gonna feel like you owe him some pussy and this and that. So do it yourself. They teach us to do it ourselves and don't, but I'm saying that's where society is nowadays.
No.
So that's where the conflict comes from. You know what I'm saying? Men feel like, well, I don't want to do that, because one, a lot of you niggas can't afford a trench coat, but that's another topic. But if he can, we want to throw the trench
Go
coat.
to a thrift store.
You know what I'm saying? But
Thrifting ain't that expensive.
but I'm just saying, like the women, we were taught specifically, that's how my mom taught me. Don't do it yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, carry yourself and do it yourself.
But
My
that's
mama
where
didn't say to do it myself, except for like working. She was like, make sure you have your own. She was always teaching me about an exit plan. In hindsight, I know why she did that. I knew what was going on in her life. But at the time, she was like, you just never want to be so dependent that you find yourself stuck.
Right.
But she is very much... She's like, that's man's work. She don't want to take out no trash. She don't want to fix nothing. She don't want to read instructions when she orders something on Amazon to put it together. She will literally wait for somebody to come do it. It's just different. One thing I think the men have done successfully, and I wish we as women could do it, they're able to switch these things up. Like how you were talking about how they used to be so chivalrous.
Yeah.
They are able to come together and
This is
form.
what we're gonna do to these
Yes, and they stick to it.
And
They
us,
ain't got-
we are not women. We are not. I'm cooking. I'm cleaning. Well, I'm not, and I'm not, and that. You know,
And then we want to fight with each other instead of being like, okay, girl, well, you can be on the cooking squad and I'll be on this squad. You know? Well, I would be on the cooking squad, but yeah.
I mean, and I feel like a lot of the time, us as women, as a generation as a whole, we be failing to realize, like, we the reason why the niggas is like that now. The standards.
Yeah.
The standards are not the same as they used to be. Because like Kiki said, we can never stick on to one side. So it's like, some of us is over here tired as hell, and we like, fuck y'all niggas. Y'all ain't doing enough. I'm not fucking with you. I'm not giving you no pussy. I'm not going on no dates with y'all. I'm not responding to no DMs. I'm not entertaining nothing. And then you got the women over there that's still like, well, shit, I need my coochie scratched.
And then that's going to be me. So he's going to leave and come over here. It's just like, well, baby, somebody's got to rub this thing on out, you know?
Yeah.
Or
we're not
on one accord.
I don't even think it has to be that, but it's like, if I do that and you do that, we don't have to talk about each other. Well, girl, you just do it up. I'm going to stay. If we're holding it down over here, you hold it down over there.
Do what you gonna do.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but yeah, I've noticed, like, even a couple of times I've asked guys, so what do you think about guys who do this? And they be, all of them, well, I think that's a little sassy to be gossiping about what another man is doing. I don't like to speak on another man, but those bitches be over there doing, and I will say that. So yeah,
and I think that goes back to how we are raised, because, you know, you grew up in a 2-parent household, parents are married, like, your dad, you know, showed you, like, what a man is supposed to do. I grew up, like I said, my dad passed away. My mom didn't bring men around. I knew one man that my mom dated my entire life. When my mom passed away and we was at her memorial, a man showed up, he said, yeah, I used to date your mom. Who is you? Where did you come from? So it was shocking to me. So growing up, it was very much giving, like I said, your experience is your dad teaching you, no, a man is supposed to do that. A man, but on my end, it was, no, do it yourself. Pick up yourself and get it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of the disagreement in our community comes from.
And I hear that from a lot of women, you know, that I have conversations with that didn't grow up with a male present in a household. Sometimes I think that that's the difference because, for example, with me, I have never really just felt pressured by men to do anything because I be feeling like, if you making me feel pressured, I'm gonna walk away. The fuck, you're weird. Because certain things to me are just the bare minimum. Like a man being nice to you, a man taking you on a date, a man courting you properly, a man treating you with respect. That's the bare minimum. That's what you're supposed to do. Like my dad raised me with the standard to feel like if a man can't do more for you than what you're doing for yourself, why are you dealing with him?
I did get that lesson.
Yeah.
Now, my dad didn't really teach me anything, but my mom was married to my stepdad forever, and they got back together. Well, he didn't. He gonna be mad when he sees it. Hey, what y'all be calling him? Professor Ogilvy.
Because he do look like Professor Ogilvy.
He does.
We do call him that. Hey, Professor Ogilvy!
But I didn't really learn anything from dating from him. But my stepdad did teach me a lot, and my grandfather. That's who I always think of, like, my default dad that I think of is my grandfather. And he did teach me a lot of things about how a man is supposed to treat a woman just by being that example. Not a ton of conversation about it, but truly leading by example and making sure that he was always thinking about his family and that he was a man of his word and things like that. And those are things that I would look for. And they don't be doing that. That's why I like being single.
And I think that's been the hardest thing for me, like I say. Just kind of letting my guard down and letting the men be a man. Because I'd be like, you know what, I'll just do it myself. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. And then I get the ick, I get turned off, and then you're gone. So
I feel like you really like that. I feel like just going based
casual
off
dating.
But I was just gonna say, like, based off of the three of us being friends, I feel like you're the nicest one.
No, I'm extremely
nice.
You're
so nice, and I feel like you're very soft and like womanly. Like I wouldn't look at you and be like, oh, like she be stiff on niggas.
No, it's not that I'm stiff on niggas, but I will say that's something that I learned. Like this, like my last situation I've been in, if you told my ex what I do for the man I'm with now, he'd be like, you're lying. No, she doesn't. She's very much like, okay, forget it. I'm going to handle it and I'm going to do it. This is something that I've just now learned through just learning how to step back and let a man be a man. In my past situations, it was very much like, oh, I'm not asking him for nothing. I'm not doing, I'm going to handle it because let me show him that
that is true. Yeah.
I was I'm a lot softer now in this situation because I'm just like, okay, this is what I want to do with my life and it's more conducive to what I want. You know what I'm saying? But this is something that's still hard for me.
Yeah.
Very hard because I'm just like, let me put my trench coat down.
Can I
myself?
Can I ask y'all this though? Because I think that was a really good point that you made. Because now that you said that, I do. When we were younger, you were that way. Why do you feel like women are like that? Like they're so afraid to ask a man for certain things or ask a man for what they want or what they deem valuable in the relationship. But men are straight up gonna ask us for what they want. They gonna ask you for some pussy. They gonna ask you if they want you to cook. They gonna ask you if they want you to go pick something up for them. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? They're going to ask you for what they want. Why us as women, are we so afraid to let a man know what it is that we want if we're not happy in a relationship? Is it fear of being lonely or the man walking away? Or like, what is it for y'all?
For me, it's a fear of disappointment.
Mm.
And like either not getting what I want is one option, but the other, which is worse to me, because I'd rather you just tell me no or whatever the response is going to be if it's not going to happen. I don't want you to tell me that you will and then you won't.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's going to send me down a Mariah Carey wall slide and shower experience.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, okay, what are all of the signs that I missed? Now I got to let him go. I'm sad. I will let him go, but I'm sad about this.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, why did I waste my time? All of these things, questioning myself about what is it about me? And I didn't like it. I have become more comfortable in my older, wiser years to share what it is that I want. And if it's not that, like, okay, but you won't get what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I too think that it's from societal pressures. We get online and a girl be like, oh, if you can't get this out your nigga, you not that girl. You just not that girl. And sometimes when you ask a man for something and he doesn't give you what you want, it's not that you're not that girl. That's just not your person.
Or he just cheat.
No, but let me say this though.
Some niggas just be, it ain't even about being the person. Some niggas just can't.
But what I'm saying is, if a man doesn't want to do something for you, that too. But what I'm saying is that has no testament to who you are as a woman. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times a woman be like, okay, well, I asked him this and he didn't do it. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not pretty enough. And we blame it on ourselves. So a lot of times women don't ask men for what they want out of that fear of rejection. Because I will say
when you already giving him some pussy.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Child.
But that's why I say it's the fear of rejection because we always, when you get online, what they say, no is not in my love language. If a man tells me no, if a nigga tell you no, he don't like you.
And I am so tired of the made up love languages too.
Yeah.
Y'all, some of that stuff y'all be saying is not there are 5. There is a book with y'all need to read the book.
Yes.
Y'all ain't read nothing.
The book,
People talk about all these random things.
Birkin bags is my love language.
No, the hell it's
Shut
not.
up, girl.
Yeah.
And it's not just about what you get. It is how you show it. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day.
Though. And people bring out different versions of themselves depending on who they're dating. Like one person could get a whole completely different version of you than another person depending on how y'all vibing and if that's your person or not.
Yeah.
I just think it's childish though when women try to put themselves against other women based off of like things. I think that's where the made up love language has come from. Because I feel like it makes some girls feel like superior.
Yeah, because they be thinking, this man paid my rent and your man don't pay your rent. Oh my gosh, I could never. But maybe her man loves her and that man paying your rent is like a penny in a bucket to him.
I look at it like maybe he can't pay. Like everybody's situation is not the same.
Right.
So sometimes like, one girl, her man might be paying her rent because he can afford to.
Right.
This girl's man may not be able to afford to do that. That doesn't mean that he doesn't love her.
Exactly.
It's just that he can't afford to do it.
And if it's your rent, why you can't pay it? That's what I would like to know. Sis, what's going on? Because we need to talk about that at some point.
Why y'all ain't got no money?
We got to have some accountability. What's going on? What's going on? Because it's like we can demand things from everybody else, right? And a tough lesson that I had to learn for myself, right? It's like, okay, you want somebody to treat you a certain way, but do you even treat yourself that way? And if you think that you do, how do you do that? You say that you care about yourself with the way you eat, the way that you act, your habits. You're not taking care of yourself. You're not doing a lot of the things that you want to do. You don't have to spell that out for somebody.
Right.
They can see it. They can smell it. They know what it is. So it's like when you're not really tuned in and doing what's best for you, other people notice that. Why would you ever expect anybody to treat you better than you treat you? That's just crazy. And so to your rent, every now and again, things happen. Totally understand.
Right.
So if you fall on hard times, but like the expectation of somebody, that's a bit entitled.
That's a lot.
It is expecting that. Like
expecting that.
We've had conversations when we were younger, and it was people that I used to like work in the clubs with, girls I used to be cool with when I was younger. They used to have the expectation up on meeting someone on the first date. Oh, you need to pay my rent. Like, I think it's different if you get in a relationship and that's what your man wants to do for you. If he wants to help alleviate some of your stress sometimes, but y'all have a real connection and y'all have a real rapport, that's completely different. But meeting somebody on the first date and having that be an expectation, it's like, where your money at? Because if you didn't meet him, was it gonna get paid?
I don't know.
Check.
That's a mess. You might have
However, I
work
do
that
love
corner.
a man that pays rent.
Right. And
Me and my tribe.
Nothing wrong
guess
with paying
what?
rent now.
Drea her rent getting paid regardless because she's a hustler. She got that bag. She got that check on her.
I mean, and me and my man are in love. That's another thing too. Like, I mean, it's, you know what I mean? I think that stuff matters. Like, if you're in a relationship,
like, do you see a future with this person,
or are you
gonna
just
be
trying
around?
to get?
And if you're just gonna be trying to get things, stop doing it to men who are working. Y'all need to go find those scammers. A lot of them have already been deported. Now, back in my day when I was fresh and hot in these Atlanta streets, a lot of girls had those expectations because they was running them tax scams. The Africans was running them tax scams.
I know about
now, I
that.
had me one, and a few other people had some too. Okay, you know? And so they are no longer in the country. I'll be seeing them posting in Kenya with the
can't come
zebras
back.
and the
not only
giraffes.
that, they desperate. They texting you
Did
talking
you say
about
they
you
be
didn't
on
pay
rap?
the toll.
No, I said they're posting the zebras and giraffes because they done got sent back to Kenya.
I thought
That's
you said
a
they
real
be on
person.
rafts.
Well, maybe.
That too.
Maybe.
But I'm saying,
people are, I think, also like dealing with somebody who is scamming for money, they are stealing.
They are.
Dealing with them is a lot different from dealing with somebody who is earning their money, no matter how they go about, well, it does matter. If they are truly earning their money and not stealing it in some shape, form, or fashion, that's different. Like, they work for that, they earn that, you just want to blow through it. I think they done really cleared house on all of them. A few times I was hoping they was going to be able to get back.
oh, the
They didn't
pieces
get back.
is not hitting no more. The pieces
Ain't
do
nothing.
not.
They don't want to accept cards. Nowhere in America do I go except for Atlanta where you walk into somewhere and they got signs up about no Cash App cards, no gift cards, no this, no that. I'm like, y'all have
don't
tore
even
the
accept
city
Amex.
up.
Streets is dry.
They don't even
They
accept
tapped
Amex
out.
in some places because, you know, Amex
Yes.
don't.
The clubs don't
Yeah.
want to take Amex. I learned that one time back. What was that club I love? Oh, Aroma. R.I.P. to
Yes,
Aroma.
R.I.P. to
And
Aroma.
them jerk wings. Whew, had a time up in there, okay?
was
But
a
anyway,
time.
yeah, the clubs don't take it because it's very easy to dispute. They be scamming. Y'all gotta stop scamming.
Stop the scamming. All right, Top, what we drinking today?
Okay.
I love that top.
Thank you.
very
I love how
cute.
the girls
Very
are so
summery.
tropical.
We are.
And even the cocktail is a little bit tropical too. So this one we're gonna call the XO Man. All right. We have some Reposado tequila. We have some Campari, some lemon juice, and then we have some Monin stone fruit syrup. And then we garnished it with a beautiful orchid. So everyone has like a different flower. I think I tried to match the outfits a little bit better. And so this is the XO Man in tribute to Kiki's new show that is dropping. And I want to just take the time to personally thank Kiki because without Kiki, I wouldn't even be here.
Oh,
that is
I
a
forgot
fact.
about
Yes.
that.
I was just
is
about to
a
say, and
fact.
shout out to you, HU.
Yes, real HU in the building.
Okay, tell us
Thank
the
you.
story.
She knows it better than me. I actually just learned it a month or so ago when we did the Travel Queens premiere.
So, I can't remember if it was you, Lex, or you, Drea, but me and Ty have a friend, Domino.
Shout out to Domino.
Yeah, shout out to Domino. He's a chef. He has some sauce bars. Anyway, we were talking one day and we ran into each other at homecoming, talking. And at the time, we had a girl who was making drinks on our show. And he was like, if you ever need somebody else, I know a girl. This is my homegirl, Ty. She's really, really good. So I was like, okay. Well, we were still using that other girl, and we didn't know she was gonna quit, but we were still using that other girl, and then we were talking.
It was
Yeah.
me.
It was you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I know somebody. My friend Domino had actually told me I'll connect y'all. And so, yeah, it was from that. And I was telling her, I was like, you know, it's better that it worked out that way because I love this setup for you. It's been great. Watching
They
you.
love Ty down,
They do.
baby.
Yes.
They
And
do
it's-
love Ty.
If there's an
Yes.
episode outside, where is Ty?
She is a part of the Poor Minds crew.
I mean, they're like,
Yeah.
Ty's on the couch.
Yes.
She's here. She right
They want to know Ty life story.
They want Ty T back.
They do.
She like, I'm just
Ty,
making
how long have you
drink.
been with us now?
2.5 years.
Yeah.
A long
End of
time.
2023, I think, was December 2023.
Yes, that is crazy. It was like,
because it was when we first moved to this studio.
yeah, and it wasn't like, oh, we tried you out, then the 3 months went up. It was like, okay, let's try somebody else. I was like, yeah, stop.
Yeah.
And then crazy too, because full circle moment, Kiki and Medina were the first guests that we had when we moved to this
Y'all
studio.
were. It was echoing. We were
I didn't have no voice. I was hoarse.
Just trying to get it together.
But you know what? It's come a long way. It still looks very cute. And I love recommending other people. I don't like trying to keep everybody for me in my back pocket. If I see an opportunity or even a better opportunity, sometimes, you know, when people recommend you for stuff, you just never know what could happen. So anytime somebody's like, oh, I know somebody can do this, I try my best to put them in the best place, even if I would rather use them. It's like, okay, I know something is better. It's going to be better for you. I like to do that. I think it's important.
Okay, shout out to the Kiki connection.
Facts, because you right.
Yeah.
It would not be a tie on Poor Minds if it was not for Kiki
I forgot
recommending
about
her.
that.
Yes.
I totally forgot about that. Okay.
I got you up right here. It does. And it also pays to speak up about different things that you want to do.
Yeah.
Because you never know who's listening, who's watching. And it's like, oh, I didn't know you wanted to do that. I got you.
Did you ever think that you would kind of be in this kind of situation though, like doing bartending on TV or not TV, but you know what I mean?
I wanted my own show. Like, that was, like, it's literally on my past vision boards, like the podcast setup and all of this stuff. I had a title and everything, but it takes so much commitment to have different topics, all of that. So that is where it didn't click for me. So that's why I say everything aligns perfectly, because for that opportunity to even come up a year after I did that vision board, it just shows that you just walk in your purpose and everything's gonna come to you as necessary.
Absolutely.
So
You have to manifest it.
It's feeling
I'm
like
a big
the Bravo
manifest.
Clubhouse
It
up in here.
is. I'm feeling the vibe.
All right, to our second topic, we want to talk about content creator experiences, okay? Because a lot of time, you know, before content creators were, you know, well known, or some content creators now are considered celebrities.
Yeah.
You know, we were regular people online. We used to say crazy things, have crazy moments, have a breakdown, calling people names. Doing
I used to love to get drunk and get on the internet. Woo.
I used to love to talk
Telling
about
you.
people on Twitter.
A popular moment, and I don't mean to bring it up because I love you, girl, but I got to use you for an example. When SZA had her big break was when she came out on Rihanna's album Anti, and she had a song on there. People started digging up her old tweets, and she was like dissing Rihanna. And SZA replied in response to that, was like, hey, do y'all realize during that time I was jealous of her because I wanted to be her. I felt like she had all the things that I wanted, and instead of just giving her flowers, it came out in hate. And she was like, so I'll take that, but you know, I was just talking shit. Who knew that I was gonna end up in the studio with Rihanna? So do y'all think that we should be held at like a higher standard for our old tweets, or should people just be understanding like, hey, they used to be human?
No.
Or it's not used to be, we're still humans.
I think it depends on what the tweet is.
Okay.
Talking shit about Rihanna is one thing, but other things that can be like deeply rooted in real hate, like racist things and stuff. Some stuff, you're not coming back, or at least from me.
Yeah.
There are certain things I think that we can grow, we can be immature, we can do all kind of things. Sometimes you're just talking shit because you feel like it. Sometimes it's fun to get those words off your chest.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think that we should be held to a higher standard, but I also don't think we really get to choose. It's really up to everyone else. People do, but I think that it's not very productive. And what's the point? What you mean? And why are y'all digging up old tweets?
That's what I feel.
I want to know who's on the digging committee.
People be having too much time on their hands. It done been times where like I've had tweets that have went viral. I remember, one time I had tweeted something about loving black men and like only wanting to be with a black man. And this was
What's wrong with that?
But this was like maybe like a year ago. I guess when I was like younger, maybe like 6 years ago, I had tweeted, "This is my last Negro relationship."
Why can't we look at tweets and laugh sometimes, you know?
But it's so funny,
That is
Kiki,
funny.
because mind you, I'm tweeting about like black love and like loving black men. And then somebody goes and they finds this tweet and they like, this you?
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, I mean, because to be honest, this is my last Negro relationship. I still feel that way. However, black love is beautiful. But but for me, this is my last Negro relationship. So I just feel like sometimes people have to look at other people as humans. Like, you used to tweet a lot of crazy shit too when you were probably 23 and 24, but the spotlight is not on you. Nobody is digging up your old tweets. I agree with you when you said if it's something racist or if it's certain things, political views, all of that, 9 times out of 10, yeah, I probably can't turn a blind eye to that because you probably still feel that way. You just more quiet about it now. But when it comes to like talking shit about celebrities or saying shit about how people dress or I don't know, just young, dumb shit. It's trivial. We were all doing it. I used to be tweeting about how Drake couldn't dress back in the day. I did.
Now Drake said, "Now why am I in it, shawty?"
I did. I used to be like, Drake's so fine, but like, why he be wearing them big t-shirts all the time?
It was a style.
He was wearing them big t-shirts like nightgowns.
He was, and I've since deleted all the tweets. But
and that's a shame that you even had to do that.
But I feel like we're in a position now. You have to. And I feel like you're being oblivious if you don't go back and delete a lot of your old stuff. If you have a Twitter that's more than like 5, 6, 10 years old, you need to. I did a whole sweep, girl. I searched every celebrity name I could think of and deleted everything because I just don't have time for it. We've seen it happen too many times.
Well, there was an incident recently where a man, he was murdered by his girlfriend. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, because he was black and she was white. This happened in Georgia. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, she needs to be arrested, jail her up. Till they started digging up his old tweets, right? And this is what I have to ask y'all.
This is like that one in Miami.
Yes, the same one with the OnlyFans model. So they digging up old tweets of this man. He's like, oh, I wouldn't piss on a black woman. I would rather burn in hell than hold a black woman's hand, calling us monkeys and everything under the sun. Everybody's like, oh, you on your own. They said literally, rest in preference. You know?
That was clever. I like that.
I didn't say it now. I didn't say it.
And I'm going to stand on it because that was funny.
But I will say so in the same breath, we're saying don't judge us by our old tweet.
Well, I already said racism is not
out the door, you know. But
you know, we feel strong about that now. Wait a minute.
I don't play that.
So I do think that it's a line. Like you said, I agree with you. If it's something about like you talking about Drake shoes or you know, like if somebody tweeted something old about me, like, oh, Lex wigs was crunchy. They was. You didn't tell a lie.
What about if somebody had like...
But if you're talking about, oh my gosh, Lex looks like a monkey with big lips. Hold on now. That's a different area.
That is rude.
You know what I'm saying?
I would just be very afraid if the DMs were unleashed. All the group chats, all of the things that I send in private to friends.
Drea, I was looking at our
the
message the other day. So y'all know what I do now, right? This is what y'all need to do. Every month, I delete my DMs with my friends just in case I get hacked.
Oh, but I like to go back and see the funny things.
Me too.
I have to let it go. Yeah.
If we get hacked, we're fucking cooked.
Me too, bitch. And I didn't even
barbecue rib, bitch. We out of there.
Well, because me and you, I feel like all of us, though, to be honest, the three of us,
really?
we don't take nothing.
Me, you, and Tiffany's group chat?
Wait a minute. People ever.
Me and my mama's group chat? Oh, because she gets unleashed in public.
Yeah, she do.
Our group chat that I'm in with your mama?
Yes. Well, you know.
She goes in.
She does all the time.
Is a hoot.
She goes in. So, yes, maybe not, I'm not going to lie, I don't do it every month. But like I probably do it like twice a year. Me and Killa.
Now see how you exaggerate that much from a month to 6?
I lie.
Now, you know she be lying.
Like, is this on the calendar?
But I do, like every 6 months, probably like twice a year, I do delete.
Can I set a
So
date?
every now and again.
Yeah.
Every now and again. Because I had a while where I kept getting locked out of my account.
Oh.
And I was like, somebody is trying to hack my shit. Me and Drea, we already get canceled every other day as it is.
I be seeing it sometimes. I'm like, dang, what they do now?
Girl,
you can't take a joke.
Sometimes we just be existing, to be
Y'all,
honest.
Sometimes when I see what it is, I'm like, this?
Let me tell y'all what.
But I feel like maybe because you know us, you be knowing it's a joke. Other people be taking the things we say at face value and they be so offended.
That's why
Let
they
me tell
got to
y'all what I said the other day. I literally tweeted, oh, Cardi did your big one. Always let him post you before you post him.
I've seen that all over the
Oh,
internet.
they was like,
Everybody's
you're
reposting.
40. Chimp chatter. You dirty. They said chimp chatter.
What the hell is
They
that?
called me a monkey. They said
Now that's racist.
Yeah.
That is racist.
Chimp
They
chatter.
said chimp
Chimp
chatter.
chatter is crazy.
They said you are a dirty slut just like Cardi. I said, well, I'm in good company.
Because they was having a ball on that boat.
But I mean,
rich
it was
slut
just
ain't
so.
too bad.
I mean, and am I almost 40? Yes, I am. But I was just, we're just having a conversation. I'm commenting on something because at the end of the day, I'm a woman first. And we have all witnessed what this woman has been going through for years. So yes, do I know anything about her man that she's with now? No. They be like, oh, but he a hoe, he got kids, he got newborns. All I want is women to have a good time and get out of the rut that they in. That's what I'm clapping for. She's having a good time. It's hard.
And he's looking good.
And he fun as hell. Let the girl have fun. Who cares?
He is fine.
Who said she's gonna go off and get married tomorrow? That's not what we saying.
Nobody said that.
Nobody
you know?
said that. Let the girl
And we not rooting for that either.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like when we try to show girl power, I got called. They said chimp chatter.
That was so nasty and so
That was
rude.
very mean. That was
Oh
very
my God.
I said chimp.
But that's why we were talking about earlier. I had to take, I deactivated my Twitter because I just feel like.
I did too. Well, after you told me that, and I caught, literally you told me that.
And you went
and
viral and they was on your
I
ass.
said chimp.
Yep.
Because DREA is usually the villain. So I was like, oh, well, I'm good. I'm
But the funny thing is, I don't even be being a villain. I just be tweeting my thoughts and people get offended. And a lot of the time, it's not even directed personally towards other people. It's just my opinion. But I feel like because I'm the messenger, people just be like, oh, this stupid ass bitch.
Yes.
She thinks she's above us all.
The last
No, I
thing I
don't.
saw with you where they was done with your ass was the watch thing.
Oh,
No, that
I
was
made
bad.
sure I took my Apple Watch off and put it in my bag and put my other
the
one. Now, I
good
ain't know
watch
what y'all
on
gonna,
now.
yeah. Mhm.
But guess what?
But it was crazy.
You ain't got it on with that dress. So
That's
I
what
did
I'm saying.
something.
Yeah.
Both of y'all.
Changing the
All
world.
three of us.
All three of y'all.
All three of us. We made
But
sure
you
we put
know
on
what?
proper jewelry.
I do get
Changing
it
the
because
world.
I saw a wedding photo, a bridesmaid, as Nene would say, and she didn't even put the decorative band on. She just had that black band on. And I said, well, this looks very thick and gym-esque at a wedding, and you have on a gown with this rubber band on your wrist.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know,
wasn't wrong.
sometimes, yeah, you weren't wrong.
I be
It's
just
just
trying
a
to save the
messenger.
girls and they don't even know they need saving and they be getting mad at me.
They do.
And it's like, fine, don't take my advice.
And
Keep
to
wearing
me,
it white.
somebody,
With your
you know,
with your ball gown.
I searched Poor Minds the other day too, and I always retweet the positive comments. But it was some girl who was like, "I can't believe Poor Minds has gotten so popular. Y'all love listening to dumb bitches." And I was like,
Damn.
But then it also be like, well, who else should have got popular? You? Probably not.
But again, Poor Minds, we have fun. What's wrong with black women having fun? And this is not meant to be like anything deep, intellectual. Can we have a good time?
it's in the comedy category. God damn it, laugh.
We right next to Adam Sandler.
We really are though.
No, I wasn't being funny.
No, I noticed. I know. I be checking
It's
the
for the people.
charts.
Right? We are the Theo Vaughn.
We are. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why we what?
Top 60.
Oh, every week, exactly. Top 60 comedy podcast, Apple Podcasts. But I'm just saying, I think if anything, that's why people get so upset because we've had such a good time and we've been ourselves the whole time. And they like, I can't believe these bitches made it this far.
How dare
and
you
I love to
laugh,
see
bitch?
it.
How dare you laugh? What Nikki said, broke people should never laugh.
Damn.
Black women should never laugh. That's how they feel.
And they be mad at us because we ain't broke no more and we still laughing.
Bro, when I tell you, I thought y'all was with me when I got rid of my $3.
Nah, they was with
They
you.
want you
They
to
was
say
with me
Until it became visible that
Yeah.
she didn't have
Yeah, they was like,
$3
now wait a minute. Wait
Hold
a
on,
minute.
bitch.
She ain't lying.
I
Yeah.
said, God damn, I thought we was upgrading together.
But
You
why
know?
do y'all think that black people, I'm not even gonna say black people, let's just say minorities, because I don't want to pinpoint black people.
No, it's definitely not black
specifically.
people.
But why do y'all think minorities are like that as a whole? Like, we're rooting for people until they make it. Or until they start doing something significant. It's like, yeah, them my girls, they so fucking funny. And then as soon as you make it to that point, they're like,
Because you said it earlier, because a lot of times people feel like it should have been them.
It's almost like they tricked themselves into thinking that they're good people because, oh, well, I'll let you do this with me. I'll bring you along for this because I'm in a better position. But when those tables turn, which they usually do, they don't like it. Energy shifts. Now they're jealous and now they're questioning, why are you and not them? Nitpicking every little thing you do. I think it's something that is really and truly internalized, and it has nothing to do with whoever they're talking about. It's really them.
They ain't even that funny.
And I'll say this, I don't think
well,
for
turn it,
me,
don't
from
laugh.
my personal experience, I don't think it's like a minority thing. I think that's more of like a character flaw. Because I'll say
I
this,
agree.
90% of our audience is Black, right? So of course, my critique 90% of the time is gonna come from Black people and Black women. So it's not them, because I realized that when we did the Australian thing with them, it was some people in the comments like, why she so loud? Because bitch, I'm loud. That's just who I am. I can't help it, that's who I am. So I think it's more of a character thing. Like if you don't like somebody, don't tune in, don't comment. Because I will say, I don't like when people try to pinpoint, oh, Black people, we only do this to each other. It's really not that, because if your audience is 90, 95% Black, that's where your critique is gonna come from.
Now, I don't really interact with a whole lot of others across the board. Like in any aspect of my life, I'll just be honest. I do like a lot of British comedies and things like that when I'm watching it on the telly. But outside of that, I don't know. So I only see stuff really online, and they be doing it a lot. I don't know if I could say one is more than the other. I don't know why we are so hard on each other, though.
Yeah.
I do think it is basically rooted in jealousy, though. Even if they don't really feel like it, or just trying to like validate themselves by putting somebody else down. I hate when people feel like they have to do that. Or even when somebody is like paying you a compliment, but instead of just paying you the compliment, they give someone else a dig.
Yeah.
Or they make a dig at something you had done before. Oh, this is so much better than that. Instead of just saying, you look nice today. I don't know what that's about. It's just like, it's a weird, mean girlish kind of thing, but the boys do it too.
Drea, but let me ask you this, though. When you hit your global status with views and everything you want to do, who do you think is going to hate on you more, Black people or white people?
To be honest, Black people.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
You think so?
I know so.
What do you think, Key?
I was gonna say Black people too. Why do you say no?
why do you
Black
say
people?
no?
I say no because I think a lot of like white women, they cannot stand to see especially a Black woman, be ahead of them. I think when all the think pieces start and this and that around things that you do, is gonna come from white women.
I think that happens a lot in the United States, though. I think when you travel more and you go places outside of here, it's not really like that. I think that Black women, we be our own biggest enemies a lot of the time. We always against each other instead of trying to come together, because I think we look at a lot of things like it's a competition, which if we really gonna get deep about it, I think it stems way back from slavery to Jim Crow laws. All of these things are reasons why, as Black women, we look at each other as competition and we just can't be happy for one another, because it's like your success means my downfall, when in reality, that's not what it means. We can all come together and do things collectively. But it's like, even with us, like, and I'm sure Kiki, because I was going to ask Kiki too, I'm sure she deals with I know you deal with the same things. I've seen y'all comments too. People are always putting us against each other as Black women. Me and you are doing something together. Kiki and Medina are doing something together, but people can't help but try to put us against each other. And it's, like you said, 95% of our audience are Black women, so guess who it is in the comments that's doing it? Black women. I can't speak to what white women are going to do when that's not our audience yet.
I guess
I'll talk about it when I get there.
But I guess because I can see...
I'll chat with y'all when I get there.
I guess because I see it, like, just like, for an example, like, we can talk about like the things that are going on with like big celebrities, but like I said, a lot of times when I'm scrolling, I be ending up on the side of TikTok I know I'm not supposed to be on, but it be a lot of times I be seeing white people be so bold on there.
Yeah.
So bold on there. And like I said, I feel like when it comes to, Beyonce showed it with Cowboy Carter, them white women showed they ass. Beyonce's biggest hater is white women. Period.
I be feeling like I don't know. That's why I feel like, because I know a lot of Black people personally that have no reason to think that Beyonce doesn't deserve all of the like praise that she gets, but they're still like, I think she overrated.
And that's somebody you cannot trust.
And that's
okay?
somebody you can't trust.
You can't
exactly.
trust them,
But they
That's
have
a
no
character
reason
flaw right
other
there.
than the fact that everybody else loves her. So it's like, well, let me just say, I feel like she overrated. I don't really feel like she that great. I was having a conversation with one of my elders. I won't say who. Somebody in my family. And they were just like, Beyonce is cool, but she don't give me that feeling that Aretha Franklin and Patti LaBelle and Anita Baker, those were singers. Like, I'm not saying that she can't sing, but I'm just saying, like, she's not on their level, and she don't make me feel like that deep down in my soul the way that they used to make me feel when they came out with albums.
What
And
were they
that's
feeling?
fair.
Sorrow?
Well, I don't think that's hate. I think that's just an opinion.
with that weak ass nigga.
versus somebody saying, this is not country. She does not deserve this. She sucks. They didn't say she sucks. They just said, I don't get that same feeling. So it's a difference between critiquing somebody and having an opinion and just flat out being a hater and being mean just because.
I would like for Black women to be our allies because we all Black. I would love that. However,
Not the allies.
I would love for us to be allies because we're all Black. But at the end of the day, like, I just feel like hate be coming from everybody. It goes back to what y'all were saying earlier, which I think y'all both made a really good point. It's more of a character flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Than a race thing.
It's definitely something internal. I hate that we feel like there can only be one.
Yeah.
Even like whether people are pitting y'all against each other or like it's like, oh, well, Kiki, how do you feel about Poor Minds doing this? I feel great. Those are my friends. I am so proud of them. What else would I feel?
Right.
Do you think I'm supposed to feel like I should be doing what they do? We're different people.
Right.
It is in people, and whether they think it or they want you to think it, I don't know what it is, but we've got to collectively get out of this mindset that there can only be one or two or three. There's not room for more people. The internet is big. It's not going anywhere, I hope. And there's room for everybody to do so many things. Do you only buy one lip gloss? Do you only watch one show? Do you only wear one outfit?
Because I don't only buy
If
one
so,
brand of
we're
can
not
of
talking to
beans.
you.
I like a variety.
What beans you like?
You know, sometimes
I like
The fact that
bushes.
you buying cans already let me know you ain't
the
even a
baked
real
beans.
bean connoisseur.
See, that's
'Cause
why you didn't
should
even
be
let me
buying
finish.
the bag of beans.
So that's what I
Not
was.
for the baked beans, though.
That's
That
what I
take
was saying.
all day. Red
Y'all didn't
beans,
let
yes.
me finish.
You right.
I said it depends on if I'm doing like a red beans and rice, bagged beans. If I'm doing a baked beans, can of beans. You need a variety.
Anybody that's
need-
making baked beans with bag beans,
You
you're
nuts.
too deep in the game for me.
You're nuts.
You gotta be 87.
You a real,
But
you
that's
a
what
real
I'm saying.
chef.
We
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a variety of things. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Certain
So-
things for certain situations.
Well, I do have a question though. How do y'all feel about being in this space that we're in and everybody with the cancel culture? Do you ever feel pressure to make sure, like, versus back in the day when you first started doing cocktails, you could speak more freely? Now, do you ever feel the pressures to where you feel like you can't be yourself because you can't really say what's on your mind all the time out of fear of being canceled?
Sometimes. Or having like some sort of backlash for sharing my opinion. Because when I share it on something that I consider light, people be real mad. So it's like, imagine if I really let something out. Or like, you know, you might have a slip of the tongue and say something not exactly how you mean it and it get misconstrued. I've been working at communicating better, but you know, one day at a time. Y'all still don't know what words mean, so that can be difficult, but it's hard. And it's like, okay, you want to make sure that you get your point across, make sure that you deliver and you're talking, but then it's like, I probably shouldn't say that because they're gonna be too mad.
But I think people also don't consider people's experiences. Like, I feel this way because I've been through something. So how can you cancel me or take that away from me? This is what my experience is. For
It ain't
example,
even always my
if a woman
experience.
sits on a platform and says, I hate men, all men are bad, and they're like, oh my gosh, this stupid girl's gonna leave. Y'all don't know what she's been through in her experience with men. Y'all don't know what her dad, her uncle, her brothers, or any experience with men that she's had. So you have to understand where people are coming from. So I think we're coming from, in a society now, a closed-minded point of view. I don't agree with her, cancel it.
I think people want you to lie though, because I think I've said this before on the show. Like, people have said, like, they'll be like, oh, I feel like Drea acts like she's perfect and she hasn't been through anything, versus Lex, I feel like, you know, she tries to understand different people's perspective, which is fair. I do feel like you try to understand different people's perspective. With me, it's not that I haven't tried to understand the perspective. I just ain't been through that.
Yeah.
So what do you want me to speak to? Do you want me to lie and be like, oh, yeah, I've been through that to make you feel better when I haven't? So
I don't think they expect you to lie. I guess what they mean so more is like, hypothetically, I guess what I try to do is like, let me try to put myself in their shoes and see why and understand why they did that.
sometimes I feel like you've been in their shoes, though.
Huh?
I said sometimes I feel
but
like...
sometimes I haven't. So, and this might be a little bit extreme, but like, if like somebody says, oh, I lived under a bridge. Have I lived under a bridge? Absolutely not. But maybe I can understand their circumstances that got them there, because I try to take myself out of Lex P's shoes and look, okay, what went on? What is there? So I don't think necessarily is, oh, I've been through that, because I haven't been through a lot of shit. But I guess I just try to be understanding, just because I have been through some things that people are like, how the fuck did you get there? You know, so I don't think it's necessarily, but that's the beauty of life. Everybody's brain works different. I don't want people to think like me.
Yeah.
I think that's what brings interest to the show too. Why would y'all want two people who sit here talking about exactly the whole time?
That's boring.
I agree. I agree.
I try to look in all aspects of my life, put myself in somebody else's shoes, try to understand how they get there. Sometimes I really just be confused because, bitch, how did you get here?
Facts.
How? There are so many things you could have done. Like if you said, have I slept under a bridge? Yes, I would have been like, now, Lex, you know, there's a few things you could have did before we got to this point.
Yeah.
But I do try to understand.
And I think that's where I be.
Yeah, that's
like,
how she is.
Bitch, a bridge?
I would have sold a few things.
Because sometimes that's how I be. I be like, well.
She always playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
And that is difficult, but it's also like, I think we all across the board, the listeners and the hosts, we got to be okay with people just not liking it. I wish that some people who don't like it would just go away, you know, and shut up. But it's like, hey, this is my opinion, this is my take. And if you don't like it, if you feel a way about it, that's okay. This isn't for you. The sooner we all realize that everything ain't for everybody, the better. But it is hard. And then like, even when it comes to thinking about people wanting to cancel you based on your opinion or how you treat stuff, I just really feel like people be slow. Because sometimes I think that they read too deep into things. I think that they don't understand, they're not paying attention. I don't know what's happening, but something upstairs is not clicking.
I think that's the beauty of conversation. That's the beauty of humans, that we don't think alike.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cancel somebody because they don't think the same way as me. How ignorant is that?
For sure.
That's how you learn people. That's how you understand people. And that's how you have the skill of conversation. A lot of times people get mad because when people come sit on this couch, they're like, oh, well, Dre and Lex should have fought back. I am not here to change your way of thinking. I am here to just listen to you talk and be like, oh, you think this way, I think this way. I'm not here to like educate somebody. Poor Minds is not here for that.
And whole time, I don't even be caring how nobody think. That's just your opinion.
I was gonna ask y'all, have y'all ever said something and as soon as it came out of your mouth, you kind of had a little regret? Whether it was you misspoke and you knew that it didn't come out like you meant it and you thought you might offend somebody that you didn't intend to?
Yeah.
Or,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did people say something about it or we cut that out?
Well, at this point, yeah, we just be cutting shit out.
Yeah.
Like, because right after I say it, if I know I said something, I'm like, oh shit, let me text Shay right now. Timestamp.
I be saying something so it pops up in the transcript.
Yeah.
Cut this out.
Cut this out. Make sure I do. So yeah, but when we were younger, for sure, because you know, back then we didn't have the luxury of having people editing our videos and stuff like that. So we would just upload stuff. And I don't think even back then I knew that you could cut YouTube videos once they were up.
Yeah.
So I remember we had a specific video and we had said something about like the LGBTQ community or whatever. We ended up having to get it cut out.
Y'all was talking spicy.
Well, it wasn't that we were talking spicy. We said improper term.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
An improper term.
And there was, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. And I was just going to say, we had somebody on the show who is part of the LGBTQ community, and they were just like, yeah, y'all need to take that out if y'all can.
Yeah.
Because we sent him the episode, and he was like, yeah, y'all need to take that out.
It was a story I told, too. Shout out to Jerome. That's my
I knew
dog.
it was him. I knew it was
Baby,
him.
Jerome, can I,
I
say?
ain't gonna say Jerome name, but Jerome do be.
No, Jerome, but because the one thing I love about him is like, he's not here to cancel us.
Yeah.
He's here to educate us. And I think that's how everybody should be. Instead of calling somebody ignorant and saying you want to cancel them, educate them on why.
But if they are ignorant, educate them because
Yeah.
maybe people are ignorant. When it comes to things like that,
Yeah.
like the terms and stuff and using the words, for me, it's important to use the right word.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is how I feel. So when I learn something, I want to use the words because to me it's like it's nothing to give somebody respect by calling them the name that they are asking to be called. It is very simple.
Right.
I don't like when people mispronounce my name. Kiara, they'll say other things and it's just like, and it's like, I done told you my name.
DREA.
What does it cost you to do that? I don't care how you feel about
People call me DREA.
DREA,
It be
yeah.
pissing me the
burns
fuck
my soul
off.
And you know what's crazy? I know y'all gonna talk about me in the comments. I get people's name wrong, and I'm not kidding. I fuck people's name
You
up
said it
so
earlier.
bad. I can't help it. I'm be country. I'm stupid. I'm slow. I'm a little. When I see a name, I say it how I see it. You know what I'm saying?
But when
I
they
don't do it.
correct you,
Yeah, I be
you
telling
fix it?
people. No, I be wanting people to correct me. Correct me. I be like, ooh. I be trying, y'all. I really be trying. I promise.
honest mistake. And I'm okay if somebody says something to me to let me know. But when y'all just don't like it because we got a difference of opinion, well, girl, I don't like what you had to say or what you did either. Because there are some things I feel very strongly about, and I will block you.
Yeah.
And I won't talk to you. I don't care who you are.
But you know what? It be like, I don't even know what you did. Because I didn't know that you was here, actually.
Right.
What?
Even if people you know,
I be tired
is
of
what
people,
I'm
y'all.
saying.
Like, they be so fucking irritating. Because if you have such a strong opinion, go start your own platform.
They can.
I just think
Maybe they did, and you just
maybe they did, and we don't know about it. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes I just be feeling like when it comes to people, you just don't have to be here versus spewing negativity.
And I'm not gonna lie, that's why I always say, I think Poor Minds, we have reached a space where like, sometimes people will tune in, like it's gonna be people that tune in today that are here for Kiki.
Yeah.
Like, I hate Poor Minds, but I love Kiki. I'm here to support.
Yeah.
But I think that's why I be having a ball over at Love Lex P, because they know what Lex P is. They know I'm loud. They know I'm messy. I don't have to hear that, because I saw a TikTok today of this girl, and she was making fun of Kiki Palmer, because she was like, the guy, yes, the guy, yes. Kiki is so loud. She's so this, she's so that. It's like, why are people, girls with a lot of personality, people, if we get on your nerves so bad, just don't watch. Stop trying to make girls with big personalities dim their lights or tell them to shut up. It's very rude. It's not nice. I think we need to think of a name for that. You know, they got fat phobic, homophobic, personality phobic. Let me be loud in peace.
Or maybe it's just sensitive ears.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But leave people
maybe that
alone.
too. Maybe they just be, you know.
But don't listen. If you were listening to Kiki Palmer and you don't like loud people, why the fuck are you tuned in?
Or turn the volume down. I like Kiki. I agree. She is loud, but I like her.
That's what I'm.
And I think it's just she has so I listen to her on a lower volume than some of the other ones, and it's great. My ears be hurting. Y'all, you are loud.
You know?
But I would just turn it down.
Turn it down. Y'all know what the fuck going on. Bitch, I'm loud. I got to scream. I got to get my point across. Same thing with Wendy. Wendy is loud.
I miss Wendy.
That's
so
what
much.
I'm saying.
She
Stop.
was loud.
Love people for who they are, and if you're not a fan of them, please just stop. Stop talking about, because I hate when people say, I love you, Lex, but. I love you, Drea, but.
Hoes can keep their butts when it come to me.
That's what I'm saying. Leave me alone. Stop
Honestly,
trying to change people.
you don't even gotta say nothing.
You don't got to say nothing.
I love to block people though. That'd be my.
I like to block people
I love
too.
blocking people, like, and I don't care if it's from YouTube.
Welcome to the block party.
I love, yes, because at the end of the day, yeah, you are a viewer, but you one person. Guess
you're
what?
being mean.
Good luck finding the shit next week.
Well, I done blocked
They're
my
gonna be
mama before. I
Your
done
mind
blocked
didn't
some
drop.
cousins.
Oh, yes, we did.
Oh, yes, we did, actually, bitch. Drea just blocked your ass, though.
You're gonna have to log
Because
in from the burner account.
y'all be weird sometimes.
Y'all
People
be mean.
weird.
It's
They be mean.
I think the worst thing, like, talking about people's looks, because, you know, you can't help that. Now, some things you can't help, we know, with the luck of doctors and things like that. But personality is people's personality. Stop telling people they're wrong for who they are. Like, that's just so like, she was just going in on the video, and it was just a lie.
About you being loud?
No, about Kiki Palmer being loud, bitch.
She said, I thought it was about you.
I thought we had went back to you. My bad.
But no, I mean, I do feel like you can change things about your personality. I think people can change whatever they want to change. You can change things about your personality, but I think when people are complaining about things that aren't necessarily harming them, you just don't like this about this person, you should just stop listening.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, they have misogynistic views, or it's not like they're putting out bullshit ass propaganda and making women feel like, oh, you don't need to be a wife anymore. Being a wife is so 1963 or whatever the case may be. Like, if a person just doesn't like you for who you are, don't listen. But some people do need to change their personalities, actually.
Well,
they be saying
some people do need to do some character development.
Yeah.
Now, I also think that there are people out there who want so badly to be liked. That's a different type of character flaw to me, because those people, it's like they're constantly changing their personality. So when I see critiques about that, I understand that. Or when I'm watching something like different shows, reality shows, for example, and I feel like a housewife walks in and she flip-flops depending on who she's sitting at dinner or lunch with. That is something where I can understand somebody saying something about the personality, but again, just don't watch.
Because you don't know.
Talk about it amongst your friends.
Exactly. Like if I see somebody on a podcast and on this podcast you this way and on that podcast you that way, well, who are you?
Yes,
I respect
what's going on?
consistency across the board. If people don't like you because you just consistently who you are,
well, you don't like me.
You just don't like.
I was mean last week. I'm gonna be mean this week. I'm gonna throw
I'm
a
loud
little
on
shade.
Pommes. I'm loud on cocktails. I was loud in Australia and I'm loud everywhere.
And I'm a lie when I see you.
Hey.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just think people got to calm down with being so critical of everyone else about things that don't really matter.
Let's just have a good time.
Y'all don't want to have fun no more?
No, they don't. They really don't.
Which is sometimes I feel like why we got into this space, because we were all just having fun.
And it was fun to
like
find other
people be
people.
sucking the fun out of it. I be
They
like,
do. It's so nasty.
okay.
So rude.
I used to feel that way with friends. And that was how I landed on the topics for the show, because when I would talk about my dating experiences or my sex life, I was feeling a lot of judgment. And I wasn't even doing nothing too wild
with
yet.
cocktails.
Before Cocktails, just in my life.
Okay.
Because when I started Cocktails, I had all of this history to share stories about, so it wasn't even in real time. But it was like talking to my friends from college or friends from high school. Some people would be entertained, and other people are like, oh, well, you need to do this because you'll never get married, you never get this, or you never get that. Well, girl, everybody's not trying to collect 4 husbands by 30, you know? Like, all of us are on a different path, and I'm just having fun. I'm trying to figure things out. What's wrong with that? So it was nice to start a show, and at the time, it's like, okay, I'm in this period of like feeling liberated and trying to figure myself out, but being okay with where I'm at as far as like my sexuality was concerned and being single, and just really enjoying that, so that I'm not waking up one day and regretting it and turning into God knows what in the middle of a marriage, you know?
Right.
It was nice when people started listening, and then I realized, oh, there's lots of other people out there like me, and it was easy to look at the good stuff and tune out the bad stuff. Sometimes it's just like those negative comments. I hate that it does that. It's like a cancer. Because you can have 2,000 positive comments, and you see those 3 that stick out that are just nasty. Yeah, it does. I be crying.
You be crying?
Well, not in the comments, but just like when people are
in
mean.
real life.
Yeah, in real life. Like,
I've definitely cried over like
the comments, I'm cussing you out.
Friendship. But like when it comes to the comments, it don't even make me cry. It just be like, fuck you weak ass hoes, cause y'all stupid as fuck and y'all can't do what the fuck I'm doing. Fuck you bitches.
I would probably, if I read that, I would read it in that voice.
Yeah, facts. But then I be like, but at the end of the day, like for real though, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Block.
Yeah.
Try not to be crying, not for my feelings to be hurt. For real, like let me just block her, because if I see your comment next week,
it's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Like I think people
so
forget
bye,
that we're
bitch.
human.
Yeah. With whatever they choose to say and how they act. I remember this girl, she had DM'd me. Initially it wasn't to be mean. She wanted some help or something, right? So she sends me a GoFundMe. And I can't remember what was going on. I think this was this happened to be a time when my grandfather got really sick before he passed. And I forgot about the message. I'm sorry. but I wasn't in a position to really help her right that second. I'm trying to help my family. She sent me an old nasty message, and then she was like, "Don't even bother responding." I wonder if she watches y'all show. Probably.
I
Hey,
won't.
girl. But she was like, "After all I've done for you," I was like, "Wait, what?" By watching the show, like that's a trade-off. You were asking for help, and you don't know what I'm going through.
know.
I say all that to say, like, she sent me this long message, told me I gave her my ass to kiss and all this other stuff. And it was just like, well, hey, actually, if you would have caught me at a different time or just sent the link again, I probably would have sent you some money. She blocked me. But I was like, you never know what somebody's going through. So when people are on there writing these mean comments and saying all this stuff and asking for stuff, and then you cuss me out because I didn't donate, I didn't cause you to go through what you was going through. You're not sick. You made a bad decision. I won't tell all your business, but you made a bad decision. And
Nobody gonna know who you talking about.
Now see,
She gonna be in the comments, I'm sure.
she is. You know what?
But it's just like,
thing about
you
it.
never know. And so when I see people, because I've seen people leaving comments on stuff that y'all do or just talking about anyone really, I'm like, y'all don't realize these real people.
Yeah.
Like you're watching a character on a show, but the character is attached to a person.
They don't be giving a
People
damn.
don't care, but we supposed to care about everything that they think matters.
And don't.
Cause we the only ones
I
that
just
don't
think it's
care
unfair.
if we respond.
Yeah.
It is. It's very unfair.
All right, so now it's time to get into the bed.
The bed.
Bow.
The bed.
Bow. 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 Bow.
Oh, this is a good topic.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Does sex count if you didn't finish? Because personally, I don't think it does.
I think it's circumstantial.
Did I have a good time?
Circumcised.
Hope it is.
It better be.
Better be. Somebody want that turtleneck.
That little duck butt all up in
don't.
there, caught up all in there. The reason I say it's circumstantial because if it's
They gonna say we penis shaming now.
Oh, they say that all the time.
we're
And
body
I'm
shaming.
always height shaming.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
niggas be short, and that's just what it is.
cut that
and that's
skin off.
okay. I'm not saying somebody
Cause
else
I'm
won't love
short
you.
too.
Yeah.
I don't want a short king necessarily though.
No.
Medium height.
I was about to say.
You was about to say what?
Your boo is not, he medium height.
He's like 5'9".
No, he's not. I'm 5'9".
She said that like he's
Craig,
a
really?
Cap. 5'9"?
Cap.
Was that? Oh, you was being serious.
Cap.
He like 5'8".
In his shoes, he 5'9".
But that's one. No, he 5'8" for real.
No, when you said 5'9", that part I was like,
Yeah,
that's in his
that's
shoes.
Oh.
But anyway, so I'm not gonna lie, I think it's
He
circumstantial.
is tall to me.
She is
not
very gorgeous to me. Do y'all remember that meme?
No.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, moving on. So I think it's circumstantial. So I think if it's the first time y'all had sex and he didn't make you nut, unfortunately though, it is a body. It is a body. But like, if like I'm having sex with my man and he came before me, that didn't count. Give me some more. You see what I'm saying? So like, if he said, "Oh, babe, we just had sex this morning," no, we didn't. I didn't nut. I didn't finish. But if it's like the first time, you can't say, "Oh, me and him never had sex."
Why not?
I mean, you
Who was
can.
there to see it? Were you there?
You can say
Unless it was a time where I had a third-party witness, baby, I don't care what y'all said. There's no proof. I need receipts, timelines, screenshots. Because what?
I agree.
No, it's deleted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It don't
doesn't
Who
count.
are you? I don't remember you.
Unless it was just like, it was still very, very enjoyable, and I want it to count. It will count.
Okay.
But if I say no,
It never happened.
yeah, I'm real good. I can get real delulu.
My body, my choice.
Exactly.
If I
Come
say,
on, queen.
if I say it don't count, bitch, it don't count. Cause who gonna know besides me and you?
Okay.
It's your word against mine.
But I do hate
Unless
that,
you got footage.
Yeah.
that like when men nut, it's like it's done. Like the sex is finished. It's like that's so upsetting.
That is so rude because you need to get down there and do something else. You
know
need
what
to
I'm
be
saying?
like, preacher boy, I just want to taste it. That's what you need. You need to go down there and do something. I'm leaving here with
you need
something
to go to
too.
work on that pale moon. You feel me?
Musty pussy and all.
Yeah,
I don't care.
You should have got it when it was fresh.
Yo bad. Yo bad.
I came here fresh and
I
ready
was
to go.
just kidding.
Oh.
Actually, guys.
I thought we was having, you know?
Because I do want you to have it, whether it's musty or it's fresh. You just need to get it, different scent.
A little mustache bad though. Pheromones.
Sometimes I done took a little walk.
Marinated it for you.
I've been walking around the house a little bit. Sometimes I've been, I'm thick. Them thighs done rubbed together a little bit. It's not musk.
Seasoned. It's
It's
seasoned.
musk. There's a difference.
with the K.
It's musk.
It's seasoned.
That pussy musk.
scent.
The little pussy musk don't ever hurt nobody.
Okay.
Pussy musk sounds like a great fragrance.
It
Somebody
is.
we need to trademark that.
When I
Shay,
wave that
delete
leg
this
out.
part. Delete this. Delete it.
Okay. Could you imagine
We gonna
if
come out with pussy musk.
I wonder what it would smell like.
What,
like,
pussy musk?
Yeah, like, okay, if you get your pussy musk bottled up, but then you spray it on somebody else, because you know how everybody, the body chemistry.
I think Erykah Badu did that, though.
She did?
She did
it was a
something with
candle.
her pussy. It was like a candle that like smelled like her or something.
Erykah Badu pussy on my neck is crazy.
It was an instant.
I like pussy on my neck as a title,
Pussy on my
Pussy on my
neck.
neck.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
We some innovators.
Yes,
You know what
I
I'm
like
saying?
that.
So yeah, I do think, I'm not gonna lie, like, if I caught a body, I caught a body, even if I nutted or not. But like, when it comes to like somebody I'm seriously dating, if you didn't make me nut, no, you need to give it up again because that didn't count. That session didn't count, period.
Well, I
Y'all
just
both
wanna,
like, no.
if I didn't finish, it does not count. And I mean, he could say the same thing. I don't know why you wouldn't. I would think your dick is broken.
Okay.
Yeah, because
hello.
like what? I
I'm
know
not
some
mad at
things.
that. I'm
I'm
not
not
mad.
very good at a
Broken
lot of things when
penis.
it comes to dating, but when it comes to that, I am very confident.
All right, let us know how y'all feel in the comments. I'm curious. Does sex count if you didn't finish?
Yeah, I don't.
So
You
now
don't.
it's time
To get into the bow.
ow,
The bow.
about.
The bow.
Bow.
Bow. Bow. Bow. Bow.
You know, I never do throwbacks. I never do throwbacks. So I wanted to do a throwback this week of one of my favorite artists, and I never really talk about him anymore just because he hasn't dropped a project in a long time. I was listening to the Love Hate album by The Dream. Y'all felt that.
Everybody in the room was like,
Do y'all realize,
'Cause
like,
he had some hits.
he ate.
his songs meshed into each other?
Yeah, the transition.
Said you need a doctor on standby. Ooh, baby. Like, they blended
Oh my
together.
gosh.
He was telling a story. They not doing it like that no more. She Needs My Love is one of the best songs ever. The Dream's pen is just, I don't think we've seen anything like that since
The pen,
Dream.
the ear,
I'm telling you.
everything. I think that is the beauty when people who really produce and write and sing or perform, whichever they do, I love it.
I love
it's
it.
just, it's different when you know how to do it all versus you putting out somebody else's stuff, because then you can always put that extra.
Yes.
I
She
agree.
Needs My Love is one of my favorite songs from that album. Purple Kisses was a bop. Fast Car. I remember the first time hearing Fast Car. It gave me Prince vibes. Oh my gosh, this is such an
I'm
album.
about to listen to that album.
It's
Like,
so good. And people always talk about I Love Your Girl because they said
yeah.
that was about
Yeah.
Nivea and it was his diss to Lil Wayne. Imagine a nigga singing about you and everybody in the club. This is Lil Wayne during his
fuck that nigga.
Everybody was saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lil Dream was giving us hit after hit. This is an album with no skips. So for you youngins listening, y'all need to go listen to the Love Hate album by The Dream. It came out in 2007. History was made.
It
Shout out
was.
to Nivea,
I
a
love-
queen.
A
Have y'all had
queen.
Nivea on the show?
I want to
No, we
so
need to,
bad.
though.
Shout out to Nivea.
Yeah, because Nivea got some stories on her.
I need them.
I just thought about that. She be living life, and she seems like such a sweet
She
girl.
does.
She does seem.
She does.
Mhm.
All right, what y'all been jamming?
So I've been in my Afrobeats bag.
Ooh,
We go into Dirty December this year. We have to, y'all. We have
Yeah.
to be in Legos. So my bop is With You featuring On My Lay by DeVito.
What you know about On My Leg?
I know a little something, something.
But
But y'all, I love this song. It's just such a good vibe. Like I feel like it's giving me summer vibes. It's giving me I need to be in Legos, laid out.
What you
That's
know
where I
about
wanna be.
it?
I'm telling you.
I've never been.
And then they got a little dance to it. I'm probably doing it wrong.
I know what you're talking about.
That's the old dance.
That was Burna
Oh,
Boy.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Child.
It wasn't even that song.
Another hit.
It was a.
Oh
I
no,
can't
it
remember.
wasn't that song. It was no, it was that though.
No,
Everybody,
it wasn't. It was
They
before
was doing-
Shy.
but they was doing it today.
They was, but I can't remember the song right now. Check.
Do y'all be watching those DJs that's on YouTube at the parties? I'm gonna.
They be like live streaming.
It's not even live. Well, maybe originally it's live streaming,
Okay.
but some of the I think something's called like One Bedroom or something like that.
Yes, I do. I
I've
watch
seen it.
I've
those
seen
when
that
they in
and
the
some
club and the
other
ones
ones.
when they be at home just mixing.
Yeah, so over the weekend, my friend was showing me some because they were getting into an argument about Amapiano versus Afrobeats. And so they were playing the different playlists. I wish I could remember, but I heard that artist that you
On my leg?
Yeah, he's
on
fine.
there. I never know anybody's name. I just be vibing and moving my head.
Y'all need to listen to Fireboy DML. He's good too. The Afro beats.
Okay.
Let me add them to my.
Let me put that in
Spotify.
my notes.
He's
Fireboy
got some
DML.
bops. He's got some
See,
bops.
that's why I love Kiki, because we is really we
I
get each
love the
other because she
jam.
got herself as her screensaver too.
Okay, because baby, what?
Because who else would you have?
Right, people think it's weird. What? This is a bad bitch picture right here. I was Cowgirl
Same.
Walker.
Y'all
Okay.
are so crazy.
This one, I wish I still had this so I could wear it to the concert. But yeah, I got a few pictures of me.
Y'all are
And
so
what?
funny.
Because
for that.
who else would I have on my phone?
It's mine. That way, if it's lost, you know who it is.
You know
Well,
it belongs.
When I
I'm
have a
looking like
kid, maybe it'll switch
Maybe it'll be
up.
the kid.
I got Whitley, but she ain't gonna be on there. She don't even post for pictures.
What you been jamming?
What you been listening to, Key?
Beyonce.
Always.
Two Hands to Heaven from
yeah.
Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
That has been my jam. Other than that, I've been listening to sad songs, but Two Hands to Heaven, I love that one. It feels good when the weather is nice and you roll the windows down and just driving down the road. I love it. And Yaya.
That's such
Cowboy
a good
Because I
Carter
feel
is
like
such
Tina
a good
Turner.
album.
It is.
So I'm starting
Can't
to
wait.
like, you know, when you listen to an album when it first comes out, you run it in the ground, then you move on. Now I'm back to Cowboy Carter because of course the concert is coming up.
Yep.
Gotta
And I'm
get
just
prepared.
like, oh my gosh, Levi's jeans is so good.
Oh, that is a good one.
Tyrant.
Oh, wait, I got somebody
Y'all, I
else.
can't wait for the
Tyrant
concert.
is my. Did y'all see her riding that bull? I said I
did.
got to
Y'all, when
work
I
on
tell y'all,
this
Rumi
core.
has been cracking me up on this
She's
tour.
so funny.
She's a hoot.
Hilarious.
I said she gives me a Lex
the
beginning of
last-
tour versus the end of tour.
She's like,
She was like,
come on, wrap
What is this
this
man's
up.
wrap
name?
it up.
Yeah, she's
But
so
at first
cute.
she was, hey y'all.
That's how we be first day out. Like, hey! Last time we're like, all right.
All right, bye.
Everybody.
The last person I
Y'all
want to
remember
say.
Blue Ivy?
Yes.
Everybody calm it down.
Calm down.
It's a dude. Did y'all see the video? His name is Belly Gang Cushington.
Huh?
He reminds me of if my little cousin grew up and leaned into being black versus the other side, right? Because he a
Okay.
redhead. He stopped traffic on the highway.
I
It was a
saw
viral
that
video.
clip.
The music is good. So if
Okay.
y'all want some rap music, a little hip hop bop.
A little hip hop bop, boppity bop.
Is he from Atlanta?
We so
I
old.
think so. But he got
hip-hop
this one
bop.
song at the beginning. Is right? Hip hop.
Hip hop bop is nuts, actually.
Oh,
but
we gonna go to
he got
studios
some
and drop
songs.
some beats.
Yes, he is good. I don't know the names of the songs, but I think I listen to everything that's under popular. But it's Belly Gang Cushington. He look a little white, but he is not white. Y'all, he's mixed because he do be saying the N word. So just fair warning. But
y'all know.
he's
So he
white.
can
He's
fit-
like a black white.
But he
Well, when I
look at
seen
it.
his photo, I
Okay.
was thinking that. I was like,
that
wait
looked
a
like
minute.
But he's not
Drewski
white.
played that skit.
But that's why I said my little cousin, because your little Walker.
Oh, okay, all right. We're gonna give him a pass. We're gonna give him a pass.
And another bop, Drew.
Oh, yeah, okay. Now, before y'all get crazy, because I know y'all comments be crazy, this was just something fun.
It's fun.
Me and my sister were doing, her husband, he actually does rap. And I've been listening to some of his new music. It's all right. His name is Heavy. But he was making music, so she just wanted to do this for her birthday.
Yeah.
So he was annoyed, but he helped her write us a song. And we went to the studio and recorded it. We had our cameras
It was so
out.
cute.
We wore our sunglasses and our sweatpants. We double cupped. We had the double cup styrofoam things, but we had no lean or nothing. We just had tequila because we're regular girls.
we're
And we got
ladies.
chicken wings because we just felt like that would just add to like.
The vibe,
razzle
the
dazzle.
rapper vibe.
And it was a good time. I wish we would have made a music video. Maybe we'll do it.
Y'all
next
still
time.
got time.
We do because ain't nobody really heard it.
Put us
so
in the
play it.
video.
I'm be in the background like this.
I'm gonna be twerking.
Period.
But it's available everywhere, and you can even add it on Instagram.
I'm finna-
I didn't know he was gonna do all that.
I need to
thought
do
we
a
was
little
gonna have
video
an
today
MP3.
to drip.
Drip.
So we're going to get into our favorite segment of the week. Make sure you email us at askpoorminds@gmail.com if you want your question answered on the show. And if you are a Patreon member, you can put that in the subject line and you get to skip the line.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Patreon is the VIP line.
It is.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Want me to read it?
Yep.
Hey, ladies, I have a best friend that I've known since college. Once we graduated, we've been living in separate states, but would still maintain a close friendship. The easiest long-distance relationship I've ever had, TBH. But a few years ago, she and another guy friend of mine got into a relationship. From the beginning, I said to leave me out of it. I would be a listening ear to her concerns, but would try to give her advice from the perspective of him being just another nigga. You deserve better, child. Move on. But in the nicest ways, because that's still my nigga, but also niggas gon' nig. He was her first and only serious relationship, and he ended up breaking her heart a year later. She missed coming to my city 1 year to help. Wait, what? She missed coming to my city 1 year to help celebrate my birthday. Oh, okay. Because the
I should have known a birthday was involved.
Because the heartbreak was fresh and my city reminded her too much of him, which I understood and forgave. However, even years later, she always reaches out on his birthday just to talk and will say subtle things that hint at insecurity or validation, seeking of the women in their city compared to the women in mine. Take jabs at the type of people out here, etc. We're grown, so it's not like I could have stepped out of their connection in the very beginning. That girl was smitten. What would y'all recommend being the best way to handle this?
Sis must live here, and her friend lives somewhere else where
Yes.
it's very different.
Yes.
That's kind of fucked up. I would feel away.
Yeah.
If my friend was acting like that, and I'm just like, did he put a root on her? Like, why is she so messed up about this 1 year relationship? You can't come and celebrate my birthday, and you can't come to this city because it reminds you too much of him. You need to go outside and touch grass, ma'am.
And I also think that
Yeah.
you just need to communicate that with her. Hey, you know what? I don't like this. This makes me feel uncomfortable. We underestimate the power of communication. So open your mouth and tell her. I've had situations. I've been in a similar situation like that, and it was just like, hey, leave me out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I value your friendship and I value your friendship. This didn't work out, but I have to take a step back and. But you're not
And
going
it's
to make me
years
feel no type
later.
of way. Yeah. So I think you need to have a conversation with her because it sounds like you don't want to end the friendship. It sounds like you care about her. So I think you just need to be vocal and tell her how you feel.
Yeah. Hopefully, when you tell her how you feel and that, these things bother you, I would even say, make it more about your friendship and less about this guy. It's like you are holding on to this idea of your former relationship, and I'm still your friend. I'm the one who's still listening to you, but you won't even spend time with me. Like, are we really friends or am I your therapist?
Right.
Again, betterhelp.com/poorminds because
Okay.
that's where you can go for that.
'Cause I
Not
don't
this.
have
That's
to
not
tell you.
fair.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel good when you're always the one who has to listen to somebody else's drama or their
Yeah.
issues, and you will give whatever to your friend. You help them through stuff. You are supportive. You show up. You do all of that, and it's not reciprocated. And you should just let her know you don't feel like she cares about y'all's friendship enough for you.
And I think it's okay to tell people, hey, I think you can be a better friend to me. That's okay. And a true friend is going to receive that information and change because they love you. You know what I'm saying? And
she might honestly not realize it. She might just really have been through the ringer with him and just in her stuff, and nobody's saying anything.
I agree. All right, Kiki.
Oh, good luck.
Where can they find you, girl? And tell them about your new show. Tell them the air date again and everything.
Okay, so you guys can follow me all the social media platforms at Kiki Said So, KIKISAIDSO. My new show, XO Man Podcast, is dropping on Tuesday, June 17th. That's going to be the audio. And then Wednesdays will be video. So the 18th. And then every Thursday is a new episode of Cocktails, Dirty Discussions. I also have a book club and other little things. So if you don't mind listening to my voice and you want to connect more, there's so many different ways to listen to me, see me, and connect with me. I really do enjoy talking to nice people online, you know? And so if you just go to my Instagram, Kiki Said So, or kikisaidso.com, you can find all of that stuff there. And I really hope that when you guys check out the new show, that you really enjoy it and leave lots of comments, nice ones, and tell them how much you love me on there. Because this was not an original idea. I've been hired to do this job, and I would like to keep
Don't you love it?
Yes.
Don't you love it?
Yes, it's different, it's fun, and I'm excited about it. This one, again, I'm just talking to beautiful Black men.
Love
every week.
it. Well,
We
thank
can't
you.
wait to tune in. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see you like in the interview.
Me
Because
too.
you do so well at that.
You
Like,
do.
you.
That's
And I
so
feel like
good.
as your friend too, like we've been knowing about it for a while now. So
Y'all
like,
been working on this since last year.
yeah, so
We have put
I'm
in
ready.
work.
I can't wait to watch and I can't wait to tune in. And y'all make sure y'all support my girl and tune in next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye y'all.
Ludacris.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I'm early.
Oh, my bad.
Again,
my-
it's on.
It's on. Okay. Here I go.
You know we had to do it again, right?
We had to do it again, boy.
Okay. Want you to sing to these niggas, man. I guess I'm up first. Let me at them.
Baby, how you doing? Hope that you're fine. Wanna know what you got in mind, and I got me feeling like Jodeci, girl. I can't leave you alone. Take a shot of his Patron, and it's gonna be on VIP. And got way too crowded. I'm about to end up calling it a night. She should. I'll let your girl tell that shake in the scene. Pull up, beep, beep, shotgun to the GT with me. She said, I'm ready to ride. I was like, yeah, cause once you get inside, you can't change your mind. Don't mean to sound impatient, but you got a promise, baby.
Tell me again. Now we the East Side Boys. Tell me again, my baby.
Lovers and friends.
Oh, I gotta know, baby.
Oh yeah, tell me again.
Make sure you're right. Oh, before
We'll
we
be
begin.
lovers
And friends.
Oh, it's a good look, baby.
It's really good.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Sometimes wanna be your lover. Sometimes wanna be your friend. Sometimes wanna hug you, hold hands, slow dance while the record spin. Open up your heart cause you said I made you feel so comfortable. Used to play back then, now you all grown up like Rudy Huxtable. I could be your bud, you could beat me up. Play fight in the dark till we both make up. I do anything just to feel your bud. Why you got me so messed up? I don't know, but you gotta stop tripping. Be a good girl, now turn around and get these whippings. You like it like that? You don't have to fight back. Here's a pillow bite. That. And I'll be set in separate plays. So on all these separate days, your legs could go they separate ways.
Again.
Tell me again, my baby.
Lovers and friends.